All right, so there are a few of you guys here already, and we'll get a little closer. So let's see who we have. All right, T Mac, Victor, Mr. Hockett, how you doing? All right. So those of you who are here, bing, ding, ding, jam on it. You can't. See. You guys can't see me, but I'm behind the phone and I'm like doing a dance, like the whole. Come on, let me hear jam on it again. It's like the equivalent of your voice cracking. Come on. Jam on it. All right, so those of you guys who are here a little early, Mr. Hawkins says he's listening. Terry says, hey. Jeff from Out of Water Barbecue says, sup? Louisville Slugger says, Europe. Steven from Jacqueline and Dad, what's going on? I wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller. Wish I had a girl who looked good, I would call her. Wish I had a rabbit in a hat with a bat and 6'4" father. I wish I was a little bit taller. Wish I was a baller.
6'4" Impala.
6'4" father. Well, I always thought he said 6'4" father. But it might have been Impala. It might be Impala. What do you guys think? Was it 6'4" father or 6'4" Impala?
I thought it was a rabbit in a hat in the back of a 6'4" Impala.
All right, maybe. Big Steve Smokem and Choking Barbecue says, I'm here for the musical entertainment. Is that Flea? No, but he probably has fleas. Yeah, him.
Okay, all right. Okay.
Wednesday night shenanigans. Here we go. This is alligators and airplanes and alligators. Rogers and Rogers Barbecue. Oh, I guess. Uh-oh, it's Impala. You're right. I was wrong.
Hello.
Hi. So fresh and so clean. Oh, again with the voice cracking. Sunshine of Your Love?
That's the...
Yeah. Play it again. You're getting requests. All right. So you said you learned two things last week, or you said...
I learned 4.
Okay. All right. Goodness.
Oh. Okay.
Play that one again. Hey, listen, baby. Every time we played that one, I would belt out from the other room. Listen, baby. He is learning fast. Steven says, you're learning fast.
Thank you.
Almost. He's going through the voice cracking stage right now. He's going through bass guitar puberty. All right, what else? Vibing out. What song is that? What's the name of the song?
Don't Kill My Vibe.
Yeah. All right. Beast Mode 24 says Young Carlos Santana. All we need is a singer. Alfred says, keep it up. You're doing great. Well, since you're doing good, play Roundabout by Yes. I don't know. You think you know that one. So.
Oh, Michael Jackson's so hard.
Come on. Try to do it. Raspberry Rock official off great Kevin says Dash looks different. Yeah, without the beard and hair on my head. Hey yo, we rocking out again. Kirk says awesome. Oh, that's not the right key. I keep making him laugh. Yes, he's got that serious musician face going on. He'd be like, Blue Steel. Go ahead, do it. Magnum. Zoolander. I can't help it if I'm really, really, really good looking. Voice crack. All right. GLS Barbecue, how you doing? Russell, how are you doing this evening? Kirk says, keep it up like this. He'll be the next Stevie Ray Vaughan. Jermaine says, slap that bass. Yeah. He doesn't know Skin Tight by the Ohio Players, but I will introduce him to the Ohio Players. He's not old enough for Ohio Players yet. Big Steve. All right, so Big Steve is who sent us the seasoning, and I sent him the video of us trying it, so he's seen it. He says, keep up the good work. Takes a lot of heart and courage to learn in front of an audience. Yep. Little Slugger says he keeps on. He's gonna be the next Bootsy Collins. I'm with that. You got it, little bro. Jermaine says. Jimmy from Cuff and Stuff says, what's up, guys? Play Rock Steady. Rock Steady by the Whispers. Meeks. Oh, Meeks says thumbs up from this guy. Well, perfect. That's definitely the most technical one you know so far. Yeah. Okay, well, what's more technical?
Motion detected at the front door.
Oh my gosh.
But come on, let me see. All right, try again. Almost.
The hard part is the hammer. The hammer on is the.
Okay.
It's hard because there's hammers off below.
All right. Sounds like Jaws. That's Jaws? Oh. It's deeper. It's like E string, probably EAD. Look up the Jaws. Jermaine says play some Jimmy.
That's guitar.
I know it's guitar. I was thinking that, but I was like, maybe there's people who have adapted guitar to bass.
2 extra strings.
I'm aware.
I don't know. I mean,
Just hold it, just like. Jonathan, how you doing? Play Prince.
I don't know.
DMSR. I don't know what that one is.
I don't know.
Hi, Brian. Jermaine's cracking up with my Jimi Hendrix impersonation. Mr. Hawkins says, please don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Oh, so Jimmy did play bass parts in some songs. We're talking about Jimmy Vader, Jimi Hendrix, Jimmy Vaughn. I don't know. Name some more Jimmys. Jimmy Oaks. Jimmy Neutron is a good one. Hey, Jim, Jim, did you play an instrument? Since you're in the room. Brian, how you doing? Papa was a Rolling Stone. I don't know. Oh, yeah. I told you what happened.
I can probably learn it right now if I go grab my phone. I'll be back.
No. Go ahead and stay there, because it'll be dead air. Well, it's 9:00, so you go ahead and learn it for next week.
Okay.
All right. Jimmy can play anything. All right. Maybe. All right, now you guys are stuck with my ugly mug while I head back. The new for the live streams. Thank you guys, those of you who popped in a little early, and we're here for that. I appreciate it. Showing taste tester number 1 some support. Let's get the camera all set up. Sorry. All right, now I gotta go get my drinks. So I'm using my cup tonight. Hold on. All right, so I have a little bit of the high test. High test tonight, or at least for a little while. I think I'm gonna do a shot or 2 of the high test into my cup. Now my cup is pretty full of ice, and I have a energy drink because I was falling asleep a little earlier, and I don't want to do a whole bunch of yawning. So let's see. 1, 2. Oh boy. Man, oh man. How's everybody doing this evening? Plays the trombone, huh? Under Pressure by Queen. He knows that one, I think. Hurry up, let me hear it. That was one of the first ones he learned, so he's starting to get rusty on that one, which is actually kind of funny. Because that was like one of the ones that he played all the time at the beginning. I guess it's one of those, like, things they put on, or songs they put on a list of, like, easy songs to play for beginners on the bass. Ooh, I need to mix that around. Ooh. All that hot test sitting down at the bottom. Goodness. All right, let's see here. I'm trying to pull up the live stream on my laptop so I can make sure that It is up and running, and there are no issues. Perfect. I have that up, and we're good to go. All right. So let's see, who do we have in the room? I know. All right. Quester J says, "How about some Spice Girls?" He said, "Oh, try." No guarantees though. Jimmy got soul. Yes. One of Prince Funky. All right. Dance. Okay. All right, Brian. I'll have to keep that in mind. Got to be careful the words we say. I don't want to get demonetized by YouTube. Handyman says, "Hey everybody." Mr. Hawkins says, "Early was good. Taste test number 1 is really making good progress."
Thank you.
Hopefully you heard him, Mr. Hockett. Hey, it's Ayo, A-Y-E. Ayo! Benji, how you doing, sir? How many turkeys do I have to smoke this Thanksgiving? Jermaine, as of now, it's at about a dozen, I think. But I still haven't officially told people I'm closing orders out. Because as soon as I tell people, orders are cut off or I'm done, then I'll get like another 2 or 3 at least, I'm sure. I don't know, Kirk. This is high test, man. I can't. Oh, no. This is 100+ proof. I know it. I can taste it and I can tell. I got to be careful with this one. I mean, there are 3 things I really like about Dash. The first 2 are his beard. Eric, what's going on, man? Jeff says he's cooking a pork shoulder right now. Smoking goodness. How you doing? Russell is too funny. Stephen Pyers says, "What's good, chat fam? What's going on, Dash? What's up?" Nothing much, man. Chilling, another day, another dollar. Another day, another live stream. Let's have some fun. So, we'll say hi to everybody for a couple minutes, let everybody get settled. Texas Barbecue Guy says, "I finally made it to one of my live broadcasts." Well, you can always watch them on repeat. So I want to take a moment and thank those of you who are watching this or will watch this in the rewind or on the rewind. Lord Seagord, definitely want to shout you out. Thank you for almost always watching them on the replay. Really appreciate it. And if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. It not only makes me feel better, it really does help these videos and helps my channel a lot. If you haven't seen or noticed, I actually surpassed 13,700 subscribers. I don't know if it was earlier today or earlier this week, but I'm at 13.7K. So, yeah. Let's see. Yosemite Sammy, how you doing? Kirk says, "Don't be skirt." I have to get up in the morning, and I also have to talk to you guys for 2 hours. If I'm like a blabbering, blah, 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 nope, that's not good. Nobody wants to see that. All right, Brandon says he just bought himself a Camp Chef XXL vertical pellet smoker for the restaurant. Can cook, service, and smoke meat at the same time. That's what's up, man. Mark Cabello, what's going on, guys? I'll be frying a turkey Friday for a test run. That's what's up. Mark, actually have a full video on how to fry a turkey. It's from a few years ago, but it's still chock full of great information. Jack Wagon and Betty, how you guys doing this evening? Jack says he's checking in from Frozen, Indiana. Yosemite Sammy says, "I'm the man. You're a hardworking, respectable, good dude. I enjoy watching and learning from your videos." Well, thank you very much, man. I appreciate that. Really, I do. William says, "What up, y'all? I'm here early." Well, nothing wrong with that, but I'll drink to that. I guess today is Eric's birthday. Eric says he's kicking back, sipping, enjoying his last birthday in his 20s. Man, my 20s were a long time ago. Texas Barbecue Guy says he always watches the repeats. Thanks, Quester J. Appreciate that. Sean R., how you doing this evening? All right. Well, glad to hear that. Sammy says he's doing good. Just he said he's doing good and just chilling. Man, he said I should get the beer bread and put some lights in it for Christmas. No bull. This morning I was scrolling through Facebook, like getting ready for work, and one of the things that I saw was beard lights. I actually saw like there was an ad for beard lights, and I looked at it and was like, huh. But I actually have some wireless lights that I might just like. I don't know how I would affix them to my beard, but I think it would be kind of funny. Thank you, Mr. Hocken. He says congratulations. Steven says I plan to smoke a turkey first, then drop that bad boy in hot oil to crisp it up. Now that's a good idea. What temp would you recommend before I pull it out of the smoker to fry? I don't think it's gonna matter if you're gonna put it in just let's say you smoke it for an hour or two and just pull it. Then you can put it in the oil. What I would do is determine. All right. So they say, I'm pretty sure because I fry turkeys for my family, and I'm pretty sure the frying time frame is 3 minutes per pound. Okay, and that'll get you to 165 degrees or so. So what I would suggest is when you pull it out of the smoker, see what the temperature is, and then take that number and like you would have to do some math and figure out how long into the turkey fry you would need to go. But yeah, I wouldn't see it taking longer than 10 or 15 minutes at the most. Yeah, but that probably gonna be pretty good. Ricardo says hello from Tecate, Mexico. I see what you did there. I'll be in Mexico in December. We'll be down in Cancun. Yosemite Sammy says I'm in the frozen bottom of Louisiana. Right. Oh, wait, is it? It is. I think I did hear it was cold out there. We got Alton. Alton in the house. Hey, yo. Can't stay, but he dropped by to say what's up. Thank you very much, good brother, for popping in and saying hello. I can always count on you. I have to give it a watch. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate that. What? Brandon's birthday is today too. What do y'all come on here just to be like, tell me happy birthday? There's nothing wrong with that though. Happy birthday, Brandon. Happy birthday. Oh. Question J says, I wish I could get some fried turkey. Man, you can fry one. Go ahead. That incredible. Oh my gosh, man. We got some superstars in the house tonight on a live stream. Hopefully you guys can add to the discussion. I really want to know what your thoughts are going to be on the future of barbecue. Like really, where do you think barbecue is going to go? Do you see it going like the way of the dodo, like becoming extinct? Do you see it becoming like super duper mainstream? Do you see it being like no longer that whole holy grail type of cuisine? Like how do you see, what do you guys think is going to happen with barbecue? Now, I don't have all of the answers for this one. I'm really leaning on you guys tonight to help spur this conversation along. That incredible sir, how you doing, man? I'm appreciative that you are able to pop in, all the way. You out on the West Coast, so I know it's early for you. Pat Conti, how you doing this evening? When you were drinking your drink just now, you look like Samuel Jackson in Pulp Fiction. Oh, do you mind if I have a sip of that refreshing beverage? Man, you didn't. We could talk about Pulp Fiction on the second hour. Like, let's talk about let's on the second hour. Let's talk about like Netflix stuff, because this in Disney Plus. Those of you guys who maybe have downloaded and gotten Disney Plus, I actually downloaded it today. So if you did not know, if you have a Verizon unlimited data plan, you can. Verizon Wireless is going to give you, they're going to give you a year of Disney Plus for free. So I'm like, sign me up. So I signed up today. All right. Nick Blevins, how you doing? He says, how's it going, brother? Mimi Q, hello to you too. Oh, all right. I thought you were further west, but in the Midwest, that's fine. I know it's earlier than it is here. Right now it's 9:15. I'm doing great, Pat. I'm doing great. All right. T Mac. It's probably T Mick because it's like MC is like McDonald's. So T Mick. All right. We're gonna have to. I don't know. I don't want to call you T Mac because it's not T Mac. It's T Mick. He said he began watching 3 months ago. Love it. Well, thank you very much. I would love to see you guys. Those of you who have been watching for a while. Do not be a stranger. Leave comments, leave questions down in. I want this to be a discussion for real. Well, hello, all you beautiful people, except for Kent. He's not one of those beautiful people. Nah. Kent, how you doing this evening, sir? Let's talk about future barbecue. I think it's becoming more mainstream. I think it is. I think you're absolutely right, Mr. Hackett. It is definitely becoming more mainstream. He says thanks to Harry, Sue, Aaron Franklin, and SDSBBQ. I don't know about that last guy, man. That last guy, he's not so mainstream. He keeps it rather old school. He does. He's a basic guy. Like he's got his principles and like he doesn't do newfangled stuff. Nah, none of that newfangled stuff. I hope it's ramping up as I'm jumping into the ring. Well, that's what's up, Tyler. Hello, Tyler. How you doing this evening? Uh, Everybody saying hello to Kent. Russell definitely is in the house. Blevin says it's 6:15 in Cali. Oh yeah, yeah. You guys should probably be eating dinner. Uh, Steven, Russell, you guys definitely. Tino says howdy. All right. Mimi says thumb up, everyone. Yes, if you haven't already, please do hit that thumbs up button. I greatly appreciate it. All right. So let's see. Paid 3 years up front for Disney Plus. It's like $3 a month. Haven't had time to watch anything though. So my coworker, my manager actually, and my coworker, he was telling me today we were at lunch and he was like, yeah, so he did the same thing. He bought 2 years and got 1 year free. And then he said, come to find out, Verizon says if you have the unlimited data plan, they'll give you a year for free. So he's like, basically, I paid up front and I have, what do I do now? So he said he looked into the FAQ and he signed up through Verizon. So what they're doing is Verizon will take the first year and then his subscription will kick in. So basically he's getting 4 years for the price of 2. So I was like, that's pretty dope. So on the whole car ride back to work, because he was driving today, the car ride back to work, I signed up for Disney Plus and I got to work and was like, okay, cool. And all I did was create a username and log in. And then I created a profile for myself. I created a profile for my wife. I'm like, I haven't given the kids access to it yet. And I just kind of scratched my head and was like, and now what? Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff. But I saw a lot of people talking about it on Facebook yesterday. Mr. Hawkins says he's got 13,000 followers, man. Shoot. Subscribers are awesome. And I cannot say thank you guys enough for taking the time and subscribing to my channel. I know sometimes I can be all over, from beard videos to repair videos for my vehicles, videos of me doing things with my kids or moving arcade machines, arcade cabinets, and pinball machines. So I do a lot of different things, but I want to keep it interesting and keep you interested. So definitely want to say thanks. Can you talk about how you handle head counts for large catering events? So Tino, I will try to loop back into that in the second hour. So the first hour, let's try to stay on topic and talk about the future of barbecue. Just because that was just something that was on my mind today. Thinking about what or where barbecue was going in general. So, but the first hour I try to stay on topic. It rarely happens. I'm just gonna be upfront with you. You know that if you've been watching this for a while, you know that I'm horrible at staying on topic. But the second hour will be open questions and everything like that. All right, so let's see. That's can you do the stream and the sermon at Samuel doesn't Pulp Fiction, and I will strike down the with great vengeance. And you know, I used to know that what he said. To be completely honest with you, differences between different woods. So William, we'll talk about that. Let's postpone that, push that off to the second hour. All right, so let's see. Conrad says Franklin turned a bunch of hipsters over to cooking barbecue. Turns out they like meat more than their cardboard avocado vegan sandwiches. I don't see barbecue going extinct anytime soon. I agree. There are a lot of people, but you know what's crazy? For every person that loves barbecue or falls into barbecue and falls in love with barbecue, there are people who are being pushed away from consuming meat. One of my cousins, who is actually, if you guys are in the area in Philadelphia, he's on WDAS, so 105.3, 80 radio voice long is my cousin. First cousin, and every time I'm in Philly and I listen to the radio, when we listen to WDAS, when I hear my cousin on the radio, it just blows my mind that he's on the radio. Anyway, that being said, he, like, I don't know whether it was what exactly it was, but he had to become vegan. He was having a problem processing protein from meat. And he said he was having all types of health issues and other things like that. And he ended up having to go, and he does pescatarian more than vegetarian. He did vegetarian in the beginning, and then he kind of like introduced, and he said that salmon and other fish was okay, but he's kind of like trepidatiously getting back into the fish game. But for some people, it's not a choice. Some people, their hand is forced, and they have to go into the vegetarianism. But like vegetarianism is way different than veganism or vegans, and I mean, like, yeah. Look, Jermaine, thank you. Question J says, I don't watch anything Disney. I call bull on that one. Pixar movies are the jam. Now we're talking about the future barbecue. Okay, then Dash, what is your favorite movie to watch while barbecuing? You know, it's completely honest. I don't watch many movies while cooking. I usually watch YouTube videos, and that's because they're short and sweet. And then once a video ends, if a video is 15 to 20 minutes long, then I might have something else to do. As opposed to watching a movie that's 2 hours long. One, I typically do not stay awake for movies. You can ask my kids, you can ask my wife. I am the absolute worst when it comes to going to movies. I sit still, I fall asleep. If I'm moving around, I can be awake for 48 hours. Like 2 days, 2.5 days, I can be awake on my feet. But let me sit down. You guys see me when I sit down and sit still long enough. I'm like, yeah. My barbecue is the future. Okay, got video now. All right, Eric from Baracha Barbecue. He's very modest. All right, so Ricardo says, what's your take on the future of pellet cookers? I hope they get better. I hope that someone figures out how to make them better, because I think right now they are, like, obviously wood burning smokers are number one. All right, wood burning smokers with barbecue is number one. Number two is going to be charcoal and wood. What are you doing up there? Sounds like somebody fell out of the bed. My boy's room is right above where I'm sitting. Anyway, charcoal with wood. So like how I use Bernadette and Vicky, where I use charcoal and put wood in with it, and get my flavor from that. That combination is gonna be number two. Then like charcoal and lump. That's probably gonna be number three. Then you might have like your propane or your electric smokers, and then your pellets. They're kind of lumped in together at like number four, only because certain things with certain woods and certain it's just that. But then you might have, or even before that, probably you have like straight charcoal and no added wood, because you can use lump charcoal and actually get decent flavor out of things. But I think that the technology is going to have to slow things down in the sense that the convection is actually making the airflow on the pellet smokers is a detriment, because you want that smoke to penetrate. You want that smoke to linger a little bit to help flavor your food. And the way that the pellets, have that convection, that fan blowing in them, they're blowing the smoke literally out of the cookers. Bushibato says, "Hey Dash, did you figure out what dip you're gonna make?" Funny. So what I ended up deciding to do is, and I had three things that were pretty much on the top of my mind. So there's a few of you guys who follow me on who follow me on Facebook, and I'll be completely honest with you. I kind of keep my Facebook, personal. So if you've requested me on Facebook and I haven't added you, it's nothing personal. But I kind of try to keep that to friends, family, people I know in person, and things like that. So if you asked or requested me on Facebook, don't take it personal. It's not that I don't care, I don't like you. It's really, I try to reserve Facebook really for people who I know. All right. That being said, I was gonna do a guacamole, right? I make a mean guacamole, and then I said, no, I'm not gonna do the guacamole. And my mother-in-law makes this thing that my wife really loves, and she put me onto it, and it's a cream cheese block covered with like popcorn shrimp, and then cocktail sauce, and you scoop and use crackers to eat it. That is amazing, amazing. So I was like, okay. Only part thing is with the cream cheese blocking, it's a little hard, like in a setting that I'm going to be taking into my office. So I said, well, maybe if I mix the cream cheese, the cocktail sauce, and the shrimp together and make it creamier, it'll be easier to kind of like spoon on a plate and then kind of dip crackers in. So that was my initial thing. And then I found this other dip. It's like a sweet dip. So it's cream cheese and Cool Whip. I'm gonna make that. I'm gonna make that in the office tomorrow. So it's cream cheese, Cool Whip, some pumpkin seasoning, and then it's supposed to be like a ginger snap dip. So I'm not going to use ginger snaps. I'm using Biscoff cookies. And if you know what Biscoff cookies are, then that should be it right there. Oh man, I can't even spell barbecue. Fast casual is the only growth in the restaurant business, and barbecue is perfect suited for that. It's here to stay. Yeah, I agree. I agree. What's crazy is the more dressy or the more formal restaurants are getting dressed down. Like, one of the things that my wife and I have noticed over the years, and I won't say we go out all the time, but we have definitely noticed going to fancier restaurants, like restaurants where you would only, have to dress up for and actually might have to wear a tie. People are coming in t-shirts nowadays, or shorts even. So things are definitely coming down. And I think, it was one of those things where the what you said, fast casual is the actual term, is going to grow. But those people who really want that experience and are going to go to that higher end restaurant, I think they're still going to stay around too. But I think there's going to be less of those higher end restaurants. So Tino says South Texas style barbecue is the future. Barbacoa tacos, brisket tacos, or homemade tortillas is where it's going. Well, Tino, we're going to have to put that one to the test, right? We're going to revisit this in a couple years. I ate some delicious apple crumble for dessert this morning. If I have a cookie now, and it's too much. Well, it might be. Hell, I started my YouTube channel, and one of my daughters decided to go vegetarian. I tell you, and I think I've made mention of this. My wife has decided, like, she's changed up her diet a few different times, and like there's certain times where she's like, okay, you know what, for the next month I'm going pescatarian. So my wife used to get bad indigestion from beef, so she's like, okay, I gotta change some things up. So I used to like, it was crazy. Like, if she ate a hot dog, she would like be up all night long with indigestion, horrible heartburn.
And so she stopped eating beef hot dogs. And then it was like, oh, she would eat this, and it was beef. And it was like, okay, beef just, she didn't do well digesting beef. So she kind of cut a lot of beef out. So when I would do like a meatloaf, I would have to make a turkey meatloaf and a beef meatloaf. So that's why a lot of times you guys saw when I was making videos, I was doing a beef and a turkey, or a beef and a chicken, or, you know, one and the other, is because I was cooking for my wife. Then after my wife, she lost a lot of, I don't say a lot of weight. She lost a good deal of weight. She has been doing intermittent fasting for quite some time, over a year now. And with the weight loss, her, I won't say aversion, but her ability to digest the beef has, you know, come back. So there's not many issues, or it hasn't been any issues, but there's been times when she's like, you know what, I'm going to go pescatarian. And she'll go pescatarian for, you know, 4 to 6 weeks. And it's kind of like, you know, I'm tired of eating same old chicken. I'm tired of eating pork. I'm tired of eating this. I just want something different. And she'll go pescatarian, and that just leaves it on me to have to make other things. You know, that makes me have to. And if you guys, you know, if you guys have a keen eye and you watch my videos, my cooks and the things that I cook for dinner for my family have been seafood related, beef and or something else related. And that's because I'm cooking for the house, and as I'm cooking dinner, I need to make sure that everybody has something to eat. So if you go back and look back at those videos, that's why. Benji says the future of barbecue for now is craft barbecue. I don't dig craft barbecue. Like I don't get it. You know, like I don't subscribe to that. Making, you know, barbecue is supposed to be simple. You overcomplicate it and you make it too pretty, I'm not with it. I'm definitely old school when it comes to, you know, keeping it simple, keeping it, you know, I won't say hood, but, you know, like, yeah, oh my gosh, am I really, I think I'm 20, no, I'm not 20 minutes. I'm like 10 minutes behind on the comments. So let me try to catch up. Oh, Kent says, Rick, is that any indication of his daughter going vegetarian? Any indication of your cooking ability or inability, Kent? That's the word you were looking for. All about says Disney. Oh, Mary Poppins. Well, your videos are awesome. Thank you, Kevin. Do you make your own rub or do you buy them? So I have a few things that I buy store-bought that I doctor and mix together. Swig and Smoke Barbecue was here. So you know what that means. Kevin! In the future, do you think barbecue will have more cup holders? I don't know, man. You know, so one of the good things about a lot of barbecue places is they're like BYOB. And, you know, like barbecue is chill, right? Barbecue is no frills and it's easy. All right, we're going in. We're a half hour in, and I'm topping off the cup. I might have to get some more energy drink here, cause yeah. But this is definitely good conversation. I really, really want to thank you guys for popping in and hanging out. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Benji, look up Moose Craft Barbecue on Facebook. I was watching one of your videos a year ago, and you did the same name for when you. Let's see. Kevin says I was watching one of your videos a year ago, and you did get a name for it for your catering for a wedding, and I did get a name for it. And did you get a name for it when you for your catering for a wedding? I'm not understanding the question. Team Mick says barbecue is becoming mainstream. Everyone is a pitmaster. No. So Team Mick, if you hear me, I do not declare, I do not call myself, and I say I actually do not like that term pitmaster because of just that. I really feel it's been bastardized, to put it bluntly. Being silent, Question J says being seeing a lot more barbecue people on social media. I think that comes with social media. It's one of those things. So I used to ride a motorcycle. A few of you guys know, I won't say most of you guys know. And before I got together and got social, I didn't know many people who rode. And I used to hear about accidents, and it would be one of those things where it's like, oh man, I'm hearing about so many other people who are having accidents. And then I kind of stopped and thought about it. It's like, well, I have a further reaching circle now because now this was before Facebook. This is definitely pre-Facebook. This was just online forums. And the forums were, 200 to 500 people who are local, and it would be a word of mouth thing. It probably wasn't even that many people. Let's say it was 50 to 100 people, like core guys who would hang on our forum, our web forum. And the whole thing was, anytime somebody went down, it was somebody who knew somebody who knew somebody, and they were reporting that there was an accident. So the number of accidents I heard about in that first year or two skyrocketed because of the fact that there were more people talking to each other, telling people about these accidents. So I kind of think that's kind of the way that the whole, there's everybody, or there's so many people doing barbecue. I think people, like, I mean, I did barbecue. I've been doing barbecue for years, but I didn't really, I never posted pictures of me doing barbecue. I never had an inclination to share that with anyone. But now we're in this society where people overshare sometimes. So now I think that's the reason why you're hearing about so much more barbecue, if that makes sense. Like, because when Franklin was just starting out and he was doing his thing at the gas station, I heard about him, but it was before Instagram, so I couldn't see who it was. It was before, YouTube, and it was before Facebook really popped off, and I could be like, oh my gosh, yo, I've seen that guy. I need to go to his truck. And I'm not saying I'm glad because I missed my opportunity to go while on the ground floor, but I'm happy that he was able to continue to grow and do what he needed to do organically. Same way I did, but I did have the benefit of social media. Handyman says, I see a lot. I see it getting more popular. Many move into the craft barbecue, kind of like craft beer. Again, craft beer, I'm not a big fan. Places that grill and smoke special meats and veggies too fit a niche. Agreed. Definitely agreed with that whole niche cooking. I think one of the things, or one something I will do eventually, is make another smoker that will be dedicated to only smoking and cooking vegetables, or tofu, something along those lines. And I will never cook meat in it, because I know there are those people who are, I'm gonna say weird, but those people who are like, like someone who is Muslim, or someone who is Jewish. And if I were to cook for someone who is Jewish, and they say, have you ever cooked pork in this container? Yes, I have. Or no, I haven't. And some people are like, oh, I'll never eat anything that would, that pork touched. And I'm like, I can clean it out, I can cook it, and I burn it off. And they're like, nope. So it would be a new vessel that never had any of this, never had any of that. And I had to be very careful on what I used to cook in and on it. All right, let's see. Da, 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 da. Green Home Barbecue and Beer says, last thumbs up was mine. Well, I appreciate that. Well, Mr. Hawkins says my Instagram is great. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. I've been slacking on Instagram, and I'll be completely honest. I slack on Instagram because when I started on Instagram, I was selling food, and now when I post food to Instagram, people ask me if I'm selling food, and I'm not doing that same model any longer. So I kind of I've slacked off on purpose. All right, let's see. Let's try to catch up. Yes, there are more than one Todd in the house tonight. Smoking Goodness is, what are my thoughts on the future of whole hog barbecue? Whole hog has its place. Whole hog is not for everyone though. Like, I watched a guy do a whole hog on like an XXL big green egg. It was a big green egg XXL, and he cooked like a 65-pound hog on it. And it looked dope. Like, okay. But like, why? I don't know. And maybe because I have other cookers, other smokers, where that's just that would not be my go-to to cook a whole hog. Now again, it was a smaller hog. It wasn't, it was like I said, I think he said it was a 65-pound hog, but still, it looked awesome. It looked dope, but like I can't cook a 65-pound hog. What am I going to do with a 65-pound hog? There's 5 of us in my household, and one of us in the household doesn't eat pork. So, I mean, aside from having a big old party, and it's wintertime here, and then it's like, okay, well, I could take it to work. All right, well, at my job, I have there's 40 people on my program, right? And I only know this because I'm on the planning committee for our little activities, and I could say there's like 5 vegetarians, and then there's another 2 or 3 people who don't eat pork, and then there's another bunch of people who work remotely and other things like that. So, like, yeah, what am I going to do with all of that? Okay, Kevin. All right. Okay, so Kevin, I think if I remember correctly, I did do a cook on what is now known, the smoker is now known as Bernadette. I did not have a name for her at that time when I did that wedding. But yeah, so she's now Bernadette, affectionately known as Bernadette, because the first couple of times I cooked on her, she burnt stuff. This is my favorite dip to make is cream cheese on the bottom, homemade Texas chili. Oh my gosh. T-shirts and shorts rule. No. That incredible says sit down long meal restaurants are dying off. They sure are. Wow. Mark says after a few, my buddies get a block of cream cheese and pour A1 on top and eat with crackers. Wow. All about time for people now. Yeah. Somebody's even getting into the barbecue with their brisket sandwich. I have not had it yet, so I cannot form an opinion. I will tell you this. I will give you this. Arby's brisket sandwich, I am a fan. I thought that I was going to hate it. I really did. I wanted to dislike it, to be on my, get on my Twitter soapbox or my Instagram soapbox and be like, stay in your lane. Make something else. Do that. No, nope. You know what? Arby's, it's okay. It is not 100% like great all the time, and it is like shaved thin brisket, so it's like kind of cheating because it's shaved. But I mean, it's on the money. Like good flavor, good seasoning. You can say what you will. Arby's brisket sandwich, I'm not mad at it. Todd is funny. So I'm trying to put names to user IDs, and I'm going to be completely honest with you. There are some that I will remember and some that I will not. But it's funny. Todd says, "Hey Todd, it's Todd." It was okay. Dry needed sauce. Real barbecue is lower class and more laid back, in my opinion. One of the best joints in Kansas City is a gas station called Kansas City Joe's. That's Oklahoma Joe's, isn't it? I've been to Oklahoma Joe's, and those French fries there, I don't know what they put in them or on them or what, but those French fries, like, damn, those French fries were so good. Like, we still to this day, my coworkers talk about the French fries from Oklahoma Joe's. Let's see, I'm trying to catch up. Craft barbecue, isn't that gentrification? I rest my case, Your Honor. Zach Attack says, "Sup, Dash, man, how you doing?" You're doing a lot of Rogers and Rogers barbecue. Am I doing a lot of cookouts? Maybe I do my fair share. Rogers and Rogers says I just do home barbecue sauce. Okay. Yeah, I'm pouring more to clear. We want a hot test tonight, so I need to take it easy. No. All right, so in the future, do you think barbecues will have more automatics? techie things like screaming your meat is cooked when your meat is cooked. I don't know. More often than not, beeps and bobs are just good enough. Well, except for when you've been drinking and you set a temperature alarm and you sleep through it. I don't know anyone who, Let's see. Troy Jones says barbecue traditionally has been cheaper cuts of meat cooked to tenderness low in snow. It's nice to cook better cuts like we do today, but I don't see the hipsters taking over the world of smoke. I agree. I don't think the hipsters have, some of the hipsters don't have the patience for it. Definitely. Because barbecue is definitely one of those things that you have to have the patience for. The meat, smoke, wood, and coffee keep it simple. Yes. Most people don't have. That's exactly what I just said, Troy. Most people don't have the patience to cook real Q. Lord Seagord, how you doing? He says he's up late tonight again. All right, I gave you a shout out earlier, so you'll see that on the replay. Maceo, what's going on, man? I appreciate you popping in and checking in from Dirty Jers. William says, I think the set and forget it aspect of outdoor ovens, pellet, propane, etc. will bring more and more people. Most will be fine with that, with just that. But there will always be the few who want more. And I agree. I really do like the convenience. And you know what? It's one of those things where some of you are getting it, some of you won't. I've earned the ability to be able to cook on a pellet grill. Okay? I put in my time. All right, it's like I apprenticed on the bullet smoker I had. I apprenticed on the drums. Okay, I've done those. Okay, I've worked those, and I know how to work those, and I've gotten to the point where I've leveled up, and it's like, okay, now I went to the wood burner smoker. Bessie, staying up all night long and having to throw sticks into Bessie is a whole new thing. If you're not ready to be up all night long with a wood burning smoker, you got another thing coming. But I'm older now, I'm wiser, and I know that I can work smarter and not harder, okay? If I have a small cook or if I mess up and I have to use the pellet grill, guess what? I'm going to use the pellet grill. In the beginning, I said, no, I'm not using the pellet grill for customer stuff, okay? But there's certain times when I'm like, you know what? This will be fine for that little teeny order, or this single brisket, or this single pork shoulder. I won't risk brisket on it. I don't like the way the brisket comes out yet. I haven't figured that one out, but we'll keep trying. Maybe, but $50, $60 a pop for a brisket, I'm not going to risk messing that up. Eric says I smoked the whole pig for a game. A lot of people get turned off by seeing the head. You're absolutely right. And you know what? Here's another thing too that a lot of people don't put into consideration or keep in consideration or think about. There is a lot of waste when you cook a whole hog. If you're cooking a 100-pound whole hog, you might get 40, 50 pounds, if that, of actual meat and things that you can eat, because there's bones, there's fat, there's just moisture that's going to render away. And that pig is not cheap. Todd says some friends of mine built a hog cooker out of cinder block. I have some video, just time and stuff. Yep, definitely. I that's one of those things, like my wife said, basically she would like me to make a hog cooker out of cinder blocks and just do it in a driveway and cook a whole hog one day. And I think it would be dope to do. But oh my gosh, like, why? I just don't have the reason to it yet. I don't have the right motivation to do it. What's my motivation? Mr. Hawkins says I use an offset smoker. My daughter and her significant other have a Traeger. They make me feel like I have an analog cooker, and there's a wave, and theirs is the wave of the future. Mr. Hockett, I tell you, it has its place. Let's put it that way. I won't say that the Traeger is the wave of the future. The Traeger is easier and more convenient. The Traeger is the microwave to the conventional oven. All right, that's the easiest way I can explain it. It's just that. There's some people who are purists and will keep it simple and do it the old school way. And there are other people who were like, oh my gosh, wait, there's something that can cook it faster and easier. I'm going to use that way. I don't care how good or bad it really is. In my opinion, Laura Seagore says the only way to do a whole hog is deep pit and wrapped in burlap. All right. I've never done one, so eventually I'll get to that point. Barato says, Eric says, Arby's got the meats. Yo, I love the smokehouse sandwich. Do you wet the burlap down? Yes. So if you've never seen like a authentic Hawaiian luau where they dig a hole in the ground, put the pig in banana leaves, put like hot rocks over top of it, and then put burlap over the whole thing and then cover it in dirt. Woo! The kid from the lane, my man Taj, is checking in once again, man. Good brother, how you doing this evening, sir? He says, Arby's turkey gyros are effing delish. Now, my man Taj is a foodie. If he says it's delicious, y'all best believe it's delicious, all right? You know what? I guess we can, once we get to that point where we can talk about what's going on with the Popeye's chicken sandwich. I don't think I've ever talked about it. So let's talk about it in the next hour. Just something to kind of think about in the back of your minds. Let's see. Kirby Q says, I remember. Hello. Wait a minute. Time out. What's up, Kirby? How you doing this evening? Glad to see you here. Thank you so very much for popping in and checking us out this evening. He says, I remember when Arby's first came out with the brisket sandwich. I tried it because Big Mo was in a commercial, and I was sorely disappointed with it. That turned me off from trying it again. Dude, I tell you what, I kind of did the same thing, and Arby's is just like any other fast food place, and if you know fast food places, you can have one day where the sandwich be 100%, and you have another day where the sandwich is absolute garbage. So anytime I try something from a fast food joint, I usually try it at least twice, or try to have it at least twice, for that particular reason, because there are just times when the person that's making it is having an off day. Eric says it was Oklahoma Joe's, but they were getting bad talk since they were in Kansas City, so they changed. All right, well, to me, it will always be Oklahoma Joe's. Any opinions on gravity-fed pit barbecue? Any opinions on gravity-fed barbecue pit? Brother Bear, I think that will be the closest thing that will allow you to get some rest and still give you that great, I won't say authentic, but that great flavor, that great, temperature control. I would love to get a gravity fed smoker. I know they're dope. There's plenty of people using gravity fed smokers, and like one of those stumps cookers, or what are those things called? Man, it's escaping me. It's on the tip of my tongue. It'll pop out randomly in a second. But those gravity fed smokers are dope. I would love to get one of those. These Q Backyard Barbecue Sup Dash. Hey y'all, looks like I missed a good one today. Well, you can go back and watch, and if you comment on the replay, I will definitely reply. Dude that started with a cheap offset from Walmart. Talk about paying your dues when you're learning. Yes, indeed. Coffee, baby, coffee, Jermaine says, yes. Coffee and energy drinks. You guys have seen in some of my videos where it's like 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'm going into 7-Eleven, filling up that 40-ounce thermos of coffee, and I'm just sitting in the garage, like, enjoying my coffee, watching my YouTube videos, or doing whatever until the sun comes up. 4J, we got John from 4J's Barbecue. What's going on? Troy says, I cooked for almost 20 years before I got my pellet grill. I earned it too. Maceo says, so true. Luke Colamatus, man, you checking in late. He gonna check in late, didn't want to like dip out early. What's up with that? Oh, all right. Look, he already knew I was gonna get on him. Look, his next comment before I even said anything. This is 10 minutes ago. Parent-teacher conferences tonight. Got in late. LOL. What's going on? See, he knows me. He gets me. Laura Seagore says he's in Phoenix. It's hot out here most of the time. Yep. I didn't earn my pellet grill, but it got me in the barbecue. Now I want to learn the offset. Zach, I tell you what, I'll be completely honest with you. learning or going backwards from something easier to something a little harder, it's a steep learning curve. All right. And I tell you to be patient and do not get yourself frustrated, because it is very easy to get frustrated because those initial cooks are not going to go the way you planned. So just keep that in mind and be patient. All right, let's see. Laura Seagor says the pellet is great for taking in the place of the oven and helping to keep the house cool. Don't look for the smoke. Only a little bit will be there. Yes, I agree. I said that earlier, Laura Seagor. The gift of a convection in the pellet grills is also the curse in why you don't get much smoke flavor, because the convection literally blows the smoke out of the grill or the cooker, and it takes that smoke flavor away from your food. Mr. Hacker says I've graduated from a gas grill to 2 Weber kettles and never looked back. All right. William says, as a foodie, culture pushes people to knowing more about their meats and their source. They'll learn more about different cuts, and once cheap ones that we love will go the way of the brisket and get expensive. You know what, though? I would hope not. Just because the brisket, even though it is like, it's a cut that people are starting to fall in love with and do more with, but it's a cut that most people don't have the patience to actually do what needs to be done to it in order to make it good, if that makes sense. So I think I think the fact that it is a muscle of locomotion, and it is a tough muscle, and the way you have to cook it, the method and how you cook it, you cannot cook it hot and fast. You have to cook it low and slow. And I think that is going to be the thing that's going to keep out those people who are going to try to raise the price on it. Jermaine says he has a 30 by 80 Shirley. Well, damn. Why you bragging? Maceo says he has a pit boss and it comes in handy. Laura Seagor says he needs another rum. All right. You cook a whole hog, I'll drive up and help eat it, Question J says. Don't threaten me with a good time. Northeast Beast LaFoe. Sorry, brother, I'm late. Man, don't apologize when you come in late. Just come in and be like, boom, I'm here. Thank you for whatever. I don't know. He says, hello all. Still in my Lowe's Oklahoma Joe pellets are for old guys and fat guys. I mean, look, I have no qualms about cooking on a pellet grill, pellet smoker, pellet grill, pellet cooker. Like, it does what it does, man. And like, for right now, which is crazy, because of the fact that it's getting colder, having to run from my house 250, 300 feet down to the garage to adjust the temperature slightly on one of the smokers, or throw a stick or two into the fire. I am very happy that I can walk 20 feet onto the side of the house, not even 20 feet onto the side of the house, and adjust. I don't even have to adjust anything. Just that right there. Yeah. I put a lot of miles on my shoes walking from my house to the garage and from my garage back to my house, adjusting fires and turning stuff up and turning stuff down. Yeah. Lynch's Southern Maryland Barbecue says, hey, Dash, I like my RecTech Bull. Easy to use and produces good Q. Now, I wouldn't cook on it like commercially, like multiple commercially. But if I have a small event, a one-off thing, then yeah. Never eat that stuff. Nope, not since I have it mad. There to begin with. I guess he's talking about the Arby's. It just goes to show you how behind I am. Jermaine says, I like Arby's brisket, ham, and chicken sandwich. I never had all of that. Laura Seagor says, the chat's going too fast. You can't keep up. My remixing does make gravity fed smokers. I would love to get one of those. I actually have a guy who he lives in, I won't say Northern Maryland, but it is Northern Maryland. He lives up by Aberdeen, and he hit me up. He bought one a while ago, and we talked about it. And he hit me up last week or 2 weeks ago. He was telling me he was getting another one. I was like, man, oh man, I'm woof. Lou says, I love cooking on the Kamado Joe with manually adjusting the vents as needed. But when I use my barbecue guru, I can tell Alexa to set my pit temp, cancel, and monitor my temps. I feel like it's cheating at times. Well, you know what, man? Technology is there. If you have the ability to use it, then do it. Yeah, Northeast LaFille, I agree. He says mixing also costs more than my car. Well, thank goodness my cars aren't that inexpensive. But yes, Jimmy Q, I don't think I said hi to you either. Yep. Look. See, Lou gets me, man. You should have a fundraiser on YouTube where you are cooking and partying to raise money for that gravity smoker. You get enough followers. You know what, Taj, man, you know me, man. You know me, and I'm not one to put my hand out. I try not to. I want to, if I'm going to put my hand out and I'm going to say, hey, can you do this or can you support that? Then I'm going to try to give you a reason as to why. So like those of you guys who have signed up for my Patreon, those, shameless plug, since we're at it, those of you guys who have signed up for the Patreon, I feel like I'm giving you value because I give you access to the videos early. Not only do I give you access to the videos early, there's a means for you to communicate with me there on Patreon, where if you want to leave me a message and ask me a question, like not personal, but like a one-on-one question, I will answer it and I'll talk to you. As well as you have access to the videos ahead of time. Those of you guys who hang out on the live stream, I've been the last couple of weeks, I'm like, hey, look, if you stick around to the end of the live stream, I'll do you a solid and I will give you the access to that video a little earlier. And I kind of it's a way for me to say thank you to you guys who are here. So there is value in like the Patreon. Again, the patrons get early access to the video, typically like 12 hours at least early. But there's sometimes when I don't have time, or there's sometimes when the video doesn't upload properly and it just doesn't happen. Like on Tuesday, I really wanted that video to go up earlier and it didn't. So I don't think I posted the video to Patreon until like midnight, and then the video went live at 7 a.m. So anyway, yep, Stumps is the OG gravity fed. I agree. Whole hog is my thing. I'd rather cook whole hog over any cut. Well, dude, LaFoe, is it Jeff? Is it Jeff LaFoe? I think it's Jeff. Correct me if I'm wrong. You learn to offset anyway. Put some pork on. You really gotta fail. Yes, William. I say the same thing. Those of you guys who heard me say this, like people who praise themselves about cooking pulled pork. I don't subscribe to that. And the reason is because like you really have to do something wrong to mess up pulled pork. Like me falling asleep the other day and the pulled pork like cooking, and so it didn't burn. What ended up happening was it cooked so long, and I think it was partially my fault because of the fact that I put that metal pan underneath of it. That metal pan got too hot, and it actually the meat that was on the bottom stuck to the bottom of the pan. So the meat itself didn't burn, it was just stuck to the bottom of the pan, and it was like crispy, and I couldn't do anything with it. So that's what ended up happening. I think I did not explain that very well in the video. If y'all haven't already, hit that thumbs up button. Quester J says, please and thank you. I really appreciate it. Yo, if you guys, all right, you guys need to, if you're on Instagram and you're not following 4J's Barbecue, if you're not following John from 4J's, you need to, okay? Dude, he is building, it's 1,000-gallon propane tank, I'm pretty sure, and it is going to be dope. It's going to be dope. Like, there's no way that this thing is not going to be dope. Like, he is building a smoker straight out of like Franklin Barbecue or like one of those Moberg type smokers, and I am so looking forward to seeing this thing finished. And of course, it seems to just be him and maybe his dad or like a brother or something that's helping him out. But I am so looking forward to seeing this thing like to completion. So John, keep building, keep building. All right, I like to smoke chuck roast over brisket. All right, smoking smoke ring red, nice. And you know what? The chuck roast is probably cheaper than brisket. Well, no, probably it is. Grown Fools Network says hello, guys. I stuff inside with apple, sauerkraut, garlic, onions, rice, my whole hog. Okay. All right. Paul says, hey yo. Jermaine says, buy a Shirley, half the price of a mixing and better quality. Yeah, but like 3 times the weight. The Young says, what's up, Pimp Juice? Built 2 reverse flow smokers. I'll probably try building a gravity smoker. That's what's up, Brother Bear. What size you? Yeah, Jeff. I thought it was Jeff. Sorry. I'm trying to remember you guys. Names. All right, so one of the patrons, Paul, is in the on the live stream, and also I just remembered the patrons. If I have or know what your YouTube channel is, I will make you a moderator on the live stream, so you can delete people's comments and tell people to be quiet. You can put them on timeout as a bonus. So Paul says Patreon is dope, and I think Paul's kicking like $10 a month, and just access the videos early and access the chat. And Paul and I, talk, I won't say all the time, but Paul and I talk via Facebook Messenger, because I've met Paul. Like, crazy story, I told you guys how I met Paul. He's local. Lou says, yeah, I would love to get my hands on a Stumps Gravity Fed Smoker. Definitely a dream cooker of mine. Yo, I have more smokers and grills than I do children. That's a problem. But it's a good problem to have. But it's still a problem. 120 is... I feel like you. My mixing gravity fed because I believe it has... Yep. I would love a Myra mixing gravity fed because of the water pan. I love my water smokers. Jeff says smoke a whole beef. I would love to. I don't know though, because calves or veal taste different than mature cows. So it's Pit Boss. Yeah, Brute Boss. Actually, if you can hook up a hose to it. Yep, you absolutely. I think you can hook a hose up to it. If you can't hook a hose up to it, you can use like a Deer Park water bottle. And that's dope. That's dope. Oh man, somebody donated some little change in here. Oh, I see it pop up, but I'm not to the comment yet. Doug Knowles says, "What's up, Dash? Beer's up, man. No beer tonight. I was sipping on some of the clear. This is the high test clear, so I'm taking it easy. But I think I'm due to be topped off. So I'll do that in a moment. And it's after 10 o'clock, so we about to start talking about anything. Hey Todd, thank you very much, man. I appreciate you hanging out. Definitely have a great evening and rock on, sir. Grown Folks Network says my wife said knows what she's going to get me for Christmas, but she's not going to tell me. I think it's a new smoker. Well, congratulations. Stripping down in my underwear. Let's get this show going. Oh boy, he knows what time it is. Mike Hall says, hi guys. William, after I smoked the chicken and sausage for you, gumbo or jambalaya. Charles the Barber, how you doing, man? Oh goodness. I knew I saw it pop up. You get the Canadian discount. Look, I'm not taking the shot, but I am going to pour some more into the cup, and I'm gonna go ahead and get another energy drink. Have you guys noticed I didn't yawn at all tonight? So give me a second. Let me get another energy drink.
You like the fireplace back there? I was wondering if you guys could see that. I guess, yeah, you can. It's a little heater. All right. Let's see. I yawned. I was just talking about yawning. But thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. Jimmy Q says, yawns come hot and heavy in the second hour. He might be right. Ever smoke a chuck roast? Yes, I have done. The poor man's burnt ends are what you may, or excuse me, the poor man's burnt ends. You use a chuck roast to make them, and I have done 2 videos on the poor man. Actually, I think it was 4, but I've done 2 different cooks on the poor man's burnt ends. One was a complete failure. The other was way more successful. Checking in way late. Great show. Well, Victor, thank you very much, man. Definitely. Josh, hey, Ego, tell Toya, hey, check it out. I think the missus almost. Whew, I think the missus got that from Big Lots. It was a couple $100, but you know it's really nice. You know, yeah, storage and it is a heater. It's a functioning heater, so it's cool to an extent. My brother Bear says something clear and some energy drink. Hell of a combo. Yeah, man. Shoot, those of you guys. Yeah, you go on a cruise, okay? And I talked about this last year after my cruise. I survived for 6 days, 7 days on a cruise, drinking vodka and Red Bull, or actually vodka and sugar-free rock stars, okay? The entire time. And I probably had 8 to 10 of them a day. And, yo, being up until 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, waking up at 7 in the morning, like, yeah, that was the ticket. All right, so what? This is the second hour, yes. So we pretty much talk about anything. Look, Luce is okay. Off topic time. I'm not usually here for this, so I'm excited. Dash, you've inspired me to grow my beard, and I can't do the neck though. It's good looking. Nah, man, you gotta grow. So the key to me, like one thing I tell you is you have to just let the bottom part grow. You can't trim this up. Like, because when you start trimming this up, that's what's going to give you the agitation. So the only thing, like when I go to the barber and I get my beard trimmed, I'm like, yo, just trim down the sides. Don't cut anything underneath, and he'll trim this part. Like I actually am trying to let this grow in a little bit. But normally what I would do is I have a straight razor and I would, you know, shape all of this up. But like this area here, this little patch, it just grows very slowly. And I typically don't have the patience to let it grow. But there are times, there's like a few videos where my beard actually kind of comes like this. But this whole, you know, loose area, it just doesn't grow fast enough. So I usually end up cutting it off, and I probably will. Jeff says, love Big Lots. Yes, Aradka. I miss my shine. Shoot, I miss shine too. That's why I have to drink this one sparingly. Biotine. All right. If you were a superhero, what's one power you would have and what would be your weakness? So I am a superhero, and funny you asked this question. I was asked this question as an icebreaker for work, okay? And it was one of those like getting to know you type thing. And I don't remember if we were having a training or what, but they were saying, and it wasn't saying if you had a superpower. It said, what's your superpower? And I wrote down fire manipulation. And it's true. Like, it's true. My weakness would be that there's not more than 24 hours in a day. Like, if I could accomplish more in a day, I would. Like, yeah. Yeah. Time management, I guess. Grown Network says, ever sneak liquor on a cruise? Never needed to be completely honest. I just paid for the drink plan,
and it was worth it because my wife and I, because there's 5 of us. So on a Carnival cruise, you can get the drink plan. Only problem is every adult in your room also has to have the drink plan. Well, because my wife and I have, there's 5 of us. My wife and my daughter stay in one room, and my sons and I stay in another. Because of that, I'm the only adult in the room, and because I'm the only adult in the room, we only have to pay for one drink plan. Because we're only paying for one drink plan, my wife does not drink as much as I do, but at all, okay, at all. So I might, get a drink, and it'll be one drink for her. Now, you're not supposed to give your drinks to other people, but when you have 15 drinks in a day, it's like, here, you can, you know what? I don't like the taste of this one. You can drink it as opposed to wasting it. Right? So she might have 2-3 drinks in an entire day. The other drinks are mine. So never had to sneak drinks on a boat. But I know, actually, you know what? I take that back. I did. Not the last cruise we were on, but 2 cruises ago, we stopped in Charleston, South Carolina, and they have a legal distillery. And I bought some little shot mason jars, and my father-in-law, because he did not have a drink plan, so every now and again I would give him a drink, but like once a day I was giving him one of those little shots, and it was like an elf on the shelf type thing, where I would, we would go into his room and I would just kind of leave it somewhere, and he'd be like, "Oh man, where'd this come from?" He was so excited about it, because he's the one that turned me on to the corn. So yeah, like it was cool. It was cool. The only bad thing is I only had 4 of them, so like 2 or 3 days in, 1 popped up, and then the next day 1 popped up, and I think I gave him 3 of the 4, and I drank the other one. But still, that was the only time I snuck liquor on. Nope, Lou, you just got to get past it. Tosh says, I went on a 5-hour Twitter rant drinking 5-hour energy vodka. He said, never again. Waiting for my brother to return. I'm going to call about some shine for you. Whoa, yeah, buddy. Look, like I said, reach out. Instagram DMs. My phone number is out there. Like, do not be a stranger. William says vodka goes way too well with Fresca. Ask me how I know. Why no one is talking about gin? Gin makes you sin. Well, you know what? Gin is one of those things where it's an acquired taste. And yeah. When I was in England, everything was gin. And, when in Rome, you do it as the Romans do. And I drank plenty of gin while I was there. But I am definitely a vodka. Like, yeah, give me vodka. In case you missed it before the show started, Harry finally released the fishing video today. Catch it when you can. Looking at it, realize it's time for me to lose some weight. Dude, I tell you, I realize that every time I see a video of mine, like in person and in the mirror, I don't look nearly as fat as I do on camera. But it's just one of those things, man. Yep, that juniper in it is just something about it that I just don't need it every day. Yes, William, I love my sweet corn. Hard to beat South Carolina corn, Jimmy. I'll drink to that. Yes, I like some Bombay Sapphire and Hendrix. I don't know if I've drank Hendrix too much. My uncle growing up used to be big into Tanqueray. So as far as gin, like Tanqueray is the end all be all for gin, and then Bombay. Those are like the top 2. If I had to drink something, bourbon and Scotch, man, I can't dig. I don't know how to appreciate brown liquor. Let's put it that way. I'm gonna say I don't get down. Jimmy Q says it loves the gin and juice. Down the street. Okay. Anyway, Raspberry Rock says the camera adds 3 chins. I agree. That's why I grew my beard out. I was telling someone earlier today. Someone commented on one of my beard videos or one of the beard growth videos way back from 2013. And he said, dude, he said, I hate my beard, but I love the fact that it covers up my double chin. He said, I gained a lot of weight and want to hide my double chin. Therefore, I grew my beard. And I was like, well, okay. But he said he loved the baby face look. And I said, I'm the exact opposite. But truth be told, I grew my beard out to, hide that double chin. I can feel it. I feel the double chin right there. But you can't see it. And I said, my beard has become a part of me. Like, it is, oh man, the big guy with the beard, the bald head guy with the beard. Hey, no, the dude with the glasses with the big beard. Yep, I'm all of those things. All of those things. Choice is a single malt. Like, I cannot, I haven't gotten to that point, Troy. Like, I'll try when people offer, nice whiskeys or nice scotches. I'll try, but I don't know. Choice is Tanqueray is lighter fluid. That's what people say about corn liquor. Sip the brown, slow and enjoy. See, that's the problem. It's called a drink. What are you supposed to do with a drink? Taj will tell you, I've been saying the same thing for years. It's called a drink. You don't sip a drink. It's not called a sip. It's called a drink. I have a hard time drinking slowly. Now, I like Canadian Club and 7. Like 7 and 7 or Seagrams and 7, I'm with it. Like, definitely. A Seagram 7 and 7 up? Yes, I'm with it. That's like one of the only browns that I will like. I actually have some Seagram 7 in the cabinet right behind where I'm sitting. Troy says he also likes. Oh, whoa. There's a question. Mike says, "What's the hardest meat for you to smoke and cook?" I don't think it's hard. I just think it's time consuming. The most labor intensive thing that I cook is chicken wings. I think I've told you guys that. Nothing is actually hard. It's just once you figure out how to cook it, you just have to repeat those same steps. And I've been doing this a while. Boy, who talked about the yawns coming in the second hour? I've been doing this a while, and it's secondhand. It just comes at this point. Like, I don't have to think about it. It's muscle memory at this point. Kirk says, I feel like tequila should be part of this conversation, y'all. Nope. I do not get down with tequila. I know that even though I'm going to be in Mexico, maybe I'll have or get another or deeper appreciation for tequila. But right now, the last time I really got down with tequila, I do not remember being in Mexico. Like, I lost a day of my life from tequila. Yep. Taj knows. It's called a drink. Most of my craziness with Reposado. I guess. Still love it, though. Corn is considered clear whiskey. It is. No, not considered. It is clear whiskey. It's just not aged. That's the only difference between corn. Well, it is corn whiskey. It's just not aged. Jeff says, I will cook anything once. I tell you to cook anything twice, because that first time, if you mess it up, do not turn yourself off to trying it a second time. And if you try it a second time and do better, then you're like, okay, you know what? That'll beget a third. Mike Hall says he just started smoking this year. And I guess it's working out for you, man. You got the bug. Williams is 7 and 7. What else is as classy and as cheap? I don't know. I don't know. Mr. Hawkins says the Seahawks have a bye week. Then they play the Eagles, my two favorite teams. Well, the Eagles had a bye last week, but my head is getting cold. I might have to go grab a hat. We have the heat set up on a timer around the house, and the heat has definitely gone off. Like, it is starting to get chilly. That's why I turned on the heater back there. Uh, Jimmy Q says, my friends Jack, Jim, and Jose. Uh, Only Jack I really get down with is the Honey Jack. Like, woo, Honey Jack and cranberry, or Honey Jack and ginger ale. Wow, amazing, amazing, amazing stuff. Jim Beam, not that big of a fan, and Jose Cuervo, it's tequila. I will steer clear. I will drink warm beer before I drink tequila. Anyone watch the video of the two guys that sous vide a brisket for 30 days at 133 degrees? 30 days? How did that turn out? Quit playing. You're going to have an IV full of Patron down there. Shoot. I don't know. When in Rome, drink Mexicali. I'll see. Jason Joe 92, man. He says, sup, pimp? Just jumping in, and we're talking about tequila. No, we are not talking about tequila. I am not talking about tequila. I'm talking about how I do not like tequila. Sam, I am. I do not like drinking tequila in Mexico because I don't remember being in Mexico because I drank tequila in Mexico and I don't remember what happened. Yeah, I lost a day of my life. Have you ever tried the 1-2-3 method with ribs? Like I do, not the 1-2-3 method. I do like a 3-2-1 or a 3-1 and done. Like I don't have that whole method thing. I don't. Yeah, I tried I tried which one was it? I guess it was the 3-2-1, something like that, on the Traeger, and it overcooked them. So that video looked gross. 30-day brisket, I think spoiled like 10 times over. It's a barf. I don't drink dragon in the regular, but we and I do. It's Honey Jack, hands down. Yes, it is definitely Honey Jack. Yo, Honey Jack is like it's just different. Like it hits you different. Like for real. They did it on sous vide everything. 30 days. 30 was it 30 days or 30 hours? I think it was 30 hours maybe. I don't know about 30 days. Since it was rotten 130 days in the danger zones, I understand why they cooked it 100 days. They do steaks, so I had to put the temp at 165 and then smoke the rest. All right, so let's explain this, Jeff, as to why you can cook or you can sous vide meats at a lower temperature. And this is one of those things that didn't make sense to me until I took the Serve Safe class, okay? And the reason the instructor explained it to me as this. So the danger zone, okay, is going to be from, I think it's like 85 or 90 degrees to about 140 degrees, okay? So she said, you think about bacteria as if it were human, okay? We as living, she said, not necessarily human, but a living organism. And I'm like, okay. And, you know, in my mind, I'm like, all right. Now, I'm like, where's she going with this? And she said, if you were at 80 degrees, is that a temperature you can survive at? And I'm like, yeah, 80 degrees. I'm like, hell, I might have to take off a layer of clothing and just wear a t-shirt and some shorts or something like that. But I could deal with it. And she says, 120 degrees or 125 degrees. She said, do you think you could deal with that? And I'm like, it would be painful, but I'm sure I could do it. I would just, I wouldn't be able to live at 120 or 130 degrees long enough, right? She said exactly. She said, because someone brought up the whole sous vide thing in the class, and she said, when you take things and you have them at 80 degrees, okay, and it's at 80 degrees, you can survive at 80 degrees with no sweat. She said, just think again, bacteria is a living organism. So she said the whole danger zone thing is going to be a temperature where that bacteria will be able to thrive. Okay, so if you have something that's higher in that temperature zone, in that danger zone, over time, it won't be able to survive. So if you have something at 130 or 135 degrees for multiple hours, that's how you're going to kill bacteria. And the reason we cook things to certain temperatures is not to not for doneness, it's for food safety purposes. So a lot of those temperatures and things like that are all related to the FDA regulations. So that's why you can have chicken, you can sous vide chicken at 135 or 140 degrees, but the whole thing is you have to keep it at 140 degrees for a longer period of time. What they found is once you reach 165 degrees, there is no bacteria that's going to survive that 165 degrees. So in an instant, it'll die. But if you cook something for a longer period of time at a higher temperature, even though it's lower, it'll kill that bacteria. And it made perfect sense when I tied one thing from sous vide to safe serve, and then it like when worlds collide. All right. So that's how that works. And that's how you're able to cook things and have things at lower temperatures. And that's one of those things that they don't do a very good job explaining, because people are always like, that's crazy, that's ludicrous, why would I, nope. It works for that specific reason. All right, Taj says Mexicali is to tequila as cognac is to brandy. You should try Mexicali. All right. Hey, heading to bed. Bye, everyone. Good night, Dash. Thank you very much, Raspberry Rock, man. I was looking forward to some more beard beratement, man. You holy cow, Jeff. He said 30 days. Yeah, they couldn't eat it. It stunk so bad. I can imagine. Troy says, I think most competition dudes do a 1, 2, 3 method. All right, Questa J says, got a call of the night. Wife sick from the blizzard we had down here. Hit a low of 26 degrees. Heading out to the property early in the AM to feed the deer. Got to get them fat. Sure enough, man. Oh my gosh, an entire month. Oh, Honey Jack is definitely sneaky. 146 degrees, 30 days, and then he smoked it to put a bark on it. What? 6'8". Says Los Angeles checking in. All right. 30 days. Great analogy, and it makes sense. You're absolutely right. 130 feet is perfect for bacteria. Jeff says exactly. Yeah, y'all. If y'all like the second half, I have not had. He said, hey, y'all. Lord Seagord, thank you so very much, man. I really appreciate you guys who remind me to remind everyone else to hit that thumbs up button. He says, hey, y'all, if you like the second half and have not hit the thumbs up, do so now. And and if you're ready, if you really like it, then share it. I appreciate that, man. Really, that's heartfelt right there. So, Quester J, peace out, man. Fans wanted them to do it for 30 days, man. Wow, that's just a waste. Mr. Hawkins says exactly. My dehydrator setting for beef jerky is 145 degrees. It's bacteria control. Cairo, Georgia, checking in. What's happening? Nikonovitz White. Nothing, man. We just chilling. It's the second hour, so we're kind of talking about anything. Oh, excuse me. Jeff says he thumbs up the video and he shared it. Thank you very much. Two Mage homemade from the yeah. No problem, Lord Seagord. Oh man. We have Jeff, Mr. Ricer from Dead Broke Barbecue himself in the building. Ricer, the champion. What is it? What you'll have to say what division champion you guys are. But congratulations, sir, on that championship. He was a football coach, PB football coach, and one of his sons was actually on the team as quarterback. And I think that is awesome. Smoking Goodness says, holla next week. Good night. Thank you very much for checking in and hanging out. Definitely appreciate it. Luke Calamata says, Dash got a roll, by the way, next time I talk to you on the phone. Ask me about the Honey Jack story. It was a grand night. LOL later, everyone. Come on, man. How the hell you going to drop that bomb and just walk out? Like, what? Mike, hey, don't judge me because I'm yawning, okay? Don't judge me. All right, so Ricer says, Mid-State Small School Division champs. Thanks for the shout out. No problem. No problem. No problem. You know, I have zero problems. Like, look, we all have to help each other. Kirk says, congratulations. Definitely. If you didn't see his video, and if you didn't see his video, that means you're not subscribed to his channel, and you need to modify that. You need to change that. What are you doing with your life if you're not subscribed to Ricer? I really like Ricer's style. Like, yeah. I'm just gonna leave it at that. Like, I dig his style, definitely. Like, not tooting his horn, nothing. He's got good energy, positive energy, and his different. And yeah, I think he's one of those people, like, you either love him or you hate him. I love Ricer. Like, yeah, I could tell I like Ricer from the beginning when I went and saw some of his videos. And if you haven't, you need to go back and watch some of his videos because they're good. They're funny. They're funny. Yep. Oh boy. Woo. I'm kind of chilly sitting here, and the reason being is because I'm drinking a cold drink, and it's chilly in the house. Because, you know, it's bedtime. 10:35. I'm supposed to be up under the covers at this point. Not sitting, drinking, talking to you guys. But I don't mind. If you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. I'd greatly appreciate it. Oh, man. So what do you guys... So I will tell you guys, I said earlier I wanted to talk briefly about, like, Netflix and Disney Plus. What's in that drink? We are drinking Rockstar sugar-free energy drinks. And this is the last little bit. I got a corner of my corn left, but this is the high test. This is darn near rubbing alcohol. This is whew, that's high up there. High up there. Jixer Joe, do I know you? Did we go to school together? I don't, you know, is that you, Joe? Because, you know, yeah. Kirk says, ta-da, subbed. Be afraid, be very afraid. You know what? Hey, Ricer, just let me know if Kirk offends you in the comments. I have his address. I will go to his house and personally, I don't know what I'll do to Kirk, but maybe I'll drink him under the table or something. But Kirk means no harm. So, but here's the thing, Kirk. Ricer will definitely give it back to you. So do not. Ricer speaks, and he's fluent in internet. All right? He's fluent in internet. Yeah. Bottle Cap Barbecue. What's up with you, man? How you doing this evening? Look, we have about 23 minutes left before 11 o'clock, and at 11, I will decide whether or not we continue this party train. I found this channel when you sold Yamaha sport bike. All right, that's crazy. So, Jixer Joe. So I have a friend that has a Jixer, went to high school together. And, of course, his name is Joe, and he rides a Jixer. So I, was kind of putting one together. But I sold that Yamaha, and I think I've told you, I sold that. It was a Yamaha FZR 600. I sold it, and I bought Bessie with it. So one of my best investments ever. I bought that motorcycle for $300. I sold it for $1,000. I added some cash on top, and I bought Bessie. Yes, and I have made thousands of dollars off of Bessie. Thousands. Laura Seagor says it's 68 degrees Fahrenheit on his front porch now in Phoenix, Arizona. It is under freezing here. Kirk says, never. Don't apologize for being late, man. I do not apologize, man. I appreciate the fact that you popped in and are hanging out. Definitely. That makes it even more fun. Look forward to shenanigans with your ricer. Oh yeah. Mike Hall says, I think my brother's is almost 130 proof. Dude, you know what? The highest proof shine I've had was like to drink was in the 150s. And I have the chest hair to prove that I drank it. Like my little bit of taco meat. Like, wow. Wow. That's what's up, Jixer Joe. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate that, man. I appreciate you. You know, I miss my motorcycle. I miss riding, but I knew that selling that motorcycle was for the greater good. Like it was one of those things where I had the opportunity, and I'm like, what can I sell? What can I sell? It was funny. The guy who I bought the smoker from, Kirk, he calls that redneck financing. He's like, I'll do something, I'll make something, and I'll sell it to get money to make the next thing or to buy the next thing. And that's not redneck financing, man. That's just how at least my mind works. Confirmation? Oh man! Oh look at that's the good Catholic in you, Ricer. Okay. What's your top 3 barbecue tools you like to use when smoking? So Hannah says, what's your top 3 barbecue tools you like to use when smoking? All right, so first things first, water. Okay, water. Someone laughed at the way I said water. H2O, water. I like to use that. I like to use heat, and I like to use smoke. All right, so all jokes aside, I love my wireless thermometers. Okay, I do, because the wireless thermometers allow me the ability to not necessarily have to sit and babysit the smokers. As far as the next barbecue tool, I really like. I do like water. Okay, but I think the next thing, as far as on the list, the aluminum pans. I use the aluminum pans to transport the food in and out of the smoker, and for well, no problem, Ricer. I was close. Um, the aluminum pans definitely serve double duty. I use the aluminum pans to bring the food into the house. I use the aluminum pans when necessary to help finish the food, and I also use the aluminum pans to take the food out for travel. And then the next thing, perfect segue, is going to be my Cambros. I love my Cambros. I have 3 different Cambros, or 3 Cambros. 2 are the same, and then 1 is just a little bit smaller. And for transporting food, Cambros are definitely the way to go. There is I don't know, why can I never remember the name of the other one, but there is another brand or make of food transportation carriers. Carlisle, that's what it is. So those are my top 3: the wireless thermometers, the aluminum pans, and the Cambros. All right, Hannah, let's see. Battery acid. Man, I had to toss the gumbo, left over too long, got funky. Water, yes. I'm stronger. Working on stronger. Added the thumper to the rig. Says I can crank upwards of 180. So I have been in the presence of someone who had 190 plus proof. Yes, 190 plus proof. So they were making fuel alcohol, and the first little bit that came off the top was definitely 180 plus. And I really think I read 190 proof right after the first few droplets that were not drinkable. Like they would pour that off of the top to use to help clean some of the devices, because it was alcohol, methanol. Actually, I think it was. But anyway, yeah. Hannah, I'm glad you get me, you understand. Definitely. Best pool was at 168. Jeez. Perfect draft system as my next investment. Hey man, do you, Kirk? Cause I mean you ain't sharing. Cause I will come across the bridge and meet you for that one. I will come and help you bottle for that one. No problem, Hannah. Um, Ricer says, Lord Seagord, he says, hey, bud, you always write nice things in the comments. He says, thanks. I agree. Lord Seagord is dope. He is awesome. Definitely, with him checking in from Phoenix, Arizona, he definitely does. I had some corn at 150. It was still smooth, but it ain't that good. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Two meteors, one is a plus, neither is worth money. So he says he has two, I guess, thermometers. One is a plus, and neither worth any money. Worth the money he paid for them, I guess. The thermometers I really like are the long range wireless thermometers that I have that are the Maverick brand. And I have Maverick brand, and I have why can't I think of the other brand? But the other brand is a knockoff of the Maverick, and they work together, which is even better. But the Maverick thermometers are like 60 to 80 bucks, where the Ivation is the other brand. The Ivation thermometers were 40. So I have two or three Maverick ones, and I have two or three of the Ivation ones. I think it's two or three of the Maverick, and then I bought some of the Ivation ones, and I need to get a couple more Mavericks actually. Probably get them before Thanksgiving. The head can be that hot, but above 150 is not good for anything but racing fuel. Jimmy chimed in. Thank you very much, Jimmy, for chiming in. Got to dump the head. That's no good to drink. You can run it tails back through. But this Themer thing, like double distilling in one run. Yeah. Thumper. So, I learned a lot. Those of you who've never seen shine being made like in person, it is a sight to see. And I agree. Anything over 150, like you don't really want to drink that. Because it's just too hot. It's too hot. Like too hot. But between like 140 and probably down to about 80, that's the sweet spot. And then you kind of mix all of those together, and then you come out at 100 proof. Like I like 100 proof. Some people like it like a little less, closer to 80. I like 100 proof. And talk about a good day. All right, Mr. Hawkins says he bought a 2-probe unit after watching a couple of my videos, and it works fine for him. Spanky is in the building. Robert Spangle from Spanky's Barbecue. How are you doing this evening? Sir? Hopefully all is well with you and yours. Definitely appreciative that you were able to pop in and hang out. I won't say you missed a banger, but we had a good conversation tonight. All over the place. It's awesome how barbecue can unite people regardless of age, race, brand of grill, etc. We all bleed red when we get cut. That's for damn sure, man. I am I try to keep the politics off of this channel, and I try to keep the politics off of my comments, and I try to not get rather political, but there are definitely people who are around the country and have different views than I do, and probably believe different things than I do, and I try not to hold that against them. Let's put it that way. There are people who align with Confederacy. And I don't know why I would have a problem with that, but you do you, okay, and I'll do me. But that's one of those things where I just like I don't get it. Like, how can you, if you want to hold up and broadcast and display the Confederate flag, that's on you. But that's just one of the things that I kind of, it's one of those I turn the other cheek type things. Uh, well, Spanky, I'm glad to hear. I'm glad to hear you're doing well. Kirk says, and we all love that blue smoke. Definitely. So Jixer Joe said he found my channel because of the motorcycle, and he stayed for the barbecue. You know how many people I've had, when I had Vanna, when I got Vanna, and that video, that was one of the catalysts to when my channel like blew up. Like, definitely. I bought Vanna back in February of 2018, and the video blew up like in April or May, and I had like, I think it was like 7,500 views on that video of me buying that van, or talking about buying a van in a day, and I ended up getting like 85 or 100 subscribers in a day. And it was crazy because there were a lot of people like, yo, came here for the, subscribe because of the van, and I'm staying for the barbecue. One of those type things. And I get those comments every now and again all the time where it's like, came here for this, staying for the barbecue. Came here for this, or subscribe to your channel because of this, staying for the barbecue. And there's even some of you guys who are like real OGs that like started or followed my channel when I was doing RC content. And I haven't even pulled out my RC car in like 5 or 6 years. Like, I haven't even pulled it out. And some of you guys have just like progressed and transitioned with me over time. And I'm really grateful that you have grown up with me on my YouTube channel. Rice says, I always feel like I'm going to jail when I hang out with my buddy at his still. Man, shoot. Not at all. Anybody run a reflux column? I'm wondering if that would be negatively affect flavor. So my whole thing is this, William. I don't know the exact terminology for everything, but I don't know. I'm not even gonna get the line. I will tell you though that so the main hopper where the mash went, it went up to a distilling, like the column, and the column was like 8 feet high. It was high. So the whole thing is the alcohol had to travel further, and because it traveled further, it gave it a higher proof. I think it was 8 feet high. Like, there was a 4-foot connection, and then he added another 4-foot connection, and that was the difference in how, like, in the percentage of alcohol that came out. So dope. Paddle Cat Barbecue says, found you through your SEA video, was prepping for my first SEA event. Well, that's what's up. And how'd you do? I'm just glad I stumbled upon your channel, bro. I remember when Tex and Lucy, when Team Lucy started. Oh man, yeah. I awesome. Thank you. What I say is deserved. I'm 67 years young and I have seen it all. I even cooked on SEA for up to 200 people with the help of 4 others. That's what's up, man. It's been a long time for me here. I looked up when building a 275-gallon smoker, and boom, subbed and followed ever since. Yes, and like, I really want to do one of those, hey, what video was it that got you to subscribe to my channel type questions or videos, because I remember some of you guys who have popped on, and I'm like, damn, okay. And it's crazy. Some of the videos, like, I can look back at the videos and I can see how many subscribers I've gotten from certain videos, and I'm like, wow, I wonder if this was the video. I wonder if that was the video. Bottle Cap Barbecue says his steak was crap, but he took first in the burger side. Jixer Joe says lots of cool people here. You, sir, are one of the cool people. You're one of the cool kids, definitely. The witness says, "Hey, greetings, my brother. What's the future? What is the future barbecue?" I do not know. I know that my barbecue is going to, and it's one of those things, right? Where I want my barbecue to stay the same, but I also know that I have to adapt to change. So my barbecue, okay, and I can only speak for myself, my barbecue will stay as similar to how I have been doing it as possible so that it doesn't fall behind. Let's put it that way. Because, there are companies out there who have not adapted, who did not adapt, like Blockbuster or like Radio Shack or Polaroid, okay? I don't want to become one of those companies. So I will try to adapt and not stay ahead of the curve, but I will definitely stay with the curve, if you know what I mean. So that's my future barbecue. But I was asking more for your opinion as to what the future barbecue was than what mine was. Kirk says some of them have chambers as it rises, supposedly helps the depth, even triple distill in a run. I guess double or even triple distill in a run. Dude, I don't know. Like, I definitely have, like, I want to build one. I want to build one. All right, so John from Drive Crash says you with H2O last year and then barbecue sucked me in. So if you don't know, John from Drive Crash or John from No Bull Barbecue lives in Ocean City or around Ocean City. He has, and I guess in searching for videos about H2O, those of you guys who know, I'm big in my Volkswagens, and I go down Ocean City every year for that big car show. He found me from the H2O videos, and he's like, he does barbecue, so why wouldn't he stay for barbecue video related content? Oh yeah. Oh man, hold on. Now I got to go back and see what Williams' comment was. Because Bryce just says, "Ha, I'm fat and I can't run that fast anymore. Plus, I don't have a fast car anymore." He said he's screwed. For me, SES is a society of creative anarchism. Okay. Look, whatever. You want to be an anarchist? Be an anarchist. There's nothing wrong with that. And, in your mind, I might not align with that, but if that's what makes you happy, then then do it. I subscribe to a little bit of anarchy or anarchism. I don't know. Adapt and overcome. Time to master the impossible meats. You're absolutely correct. I definitely adapt and overcome. Like react and like you guys have seen some of my struggles. Like I don't hide my struggles. My struggle cooks are my best cooks, to be completely honest. Like to me, a cook that goes according to plan is boring. Like I want a little bit of challenge. I want to learn something. One of my managers, I won't say back in the day, but a while ago, he used to say, fail, learn, grow. Yeah, because when you make a mistake or if you have an off day, you're going to learn more from that off cook and adapting and overcoming from that off cook than you're going to learn from a cook that is like boring. All right? Like, definitely. Sounds like a reflux to me. They're supposed to make higher proof, but leave the flavor compounds behind. Spell check sucks, says Lord Seaboard says. All right, Kirk says it was one of those you just gotten Bessie and must have had a tour, must have watched it 30 times trying to mock build it. Gave up trying to buy her, and yep, no problem. I'm not being stingy, man. Look, you know what? What's funny, Kirk, I remember Kirk, man. Like, in the beginning, I didn't even know Kirk. And Kirk hit me up and he's like, hey man, would you sell that smoker? And I'm like, yeah, here's the number. And he's like, all right, I'll be working some overtime for the next month. When I get that money together, I'm gonna hit you up. And I'm like, oh damn, you're serious. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm serious. You know, I'm trying to get, you know, come get that smoker, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, well, I kind of just threw a number out there to shut you up, but like you serious. Like you really want my smoker. But you can't have my smoker. But you know what? I tell you what, you'll be first on the list. All right. And Kirk, I promise you, man, you are first on the list. But Kirk then went and bought his own smoker. So he has sugar. All right. And he loves him some sugar. And he can cook on sugar all he wants to, all he needs to, because he can't have none of my smokers. At least not for now. But yes, Kirk, I remember, man. I remember, dude. And you know, that's one of those things. Like that's one of those things that keeps me grounded. Like the stories behind you guys are what, like, I really do care. Like I really care. Like I don't ask you guys how you're doing just to BS. And you know, like, nah, I care. Like, yeah. Sorry, Lord Secord. I need to get my terminology. Oops. Sorry. Seriously. So he says we create the Middle Ages. Not what I said. All right. I guess left on the rest. Society of Creative and Crone. Okay. And a chronism. I see me and my inebriated isness. I just read it as anacards. See, I can't even say it now. Anyway, was it medieval recreation group? Been a dope live stream, bro. Got to crash. See ya and everyone else next time. Thank you very much, Jixer Joe. Definitely appreciate you hanging out. Hey, wait, what Jixer do you have? I hope it's not a 92. Because that would be like a scrad. And I don't even know if the Jixers... Yeah. Well, what year Jixer do you have? Laura Seagore says YouTube spell check sucks is worse than a F7 spell check. Yes. Website. Kirk says his website is almost up and running. Got to toss pics and prices in it, and it'll be ready. That's what's up. Don't crash the Jixer. Keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up, sir. Laura Seagore says, what? And so Laura Seagore says anachronism. Okay, not anarchy. See, I read it as anarchy. And that was just me not actually reading it. Hold on. Jixer Joe says it's an all original 92 with 4,100 miles. She's my baby. Dude, I put more than 4,100 miles on my car in a month. What? 4,100 miles? Wow. That's what's up, man. Wow. Bottle Cap Barbecue says, anyone tired of turkey videos yet? So, 'tis the season. Unfortunately. Everyone wants to do a cash grab or a land grab of, you know, it being turkey time. Well, you know what? I'll be completely honest with you. I did my turkey video 2 years ago, and I said, all right, you know what? I'm not doing another one. If someone's going to search turkey, they're going to find this video from however many years ago, and maybe I'll do another one in another year or so. But I don't, you know, there's plenty of turkey videos out there. Kirk says it's crazy to think about it. Went from OKJ to sugar to catering to restaurant supplies. Tons of help and support from you, Dash, is greatly appreciated. Well, that's what's up, man. Like I tell you, and I tell like there's other people. There's plenty of money to be made out here, and there's a way to go about asking for help. And some people get it and other people don't. I don't know if I told you guys this. I had someone hit me up on Facebook, and this is a girl I'm gonna say I've known of, and we've talked, and I've seen her do her thing on Instagram and on Facebook for probably 4 or 5 years almost. And she hit me up and she's like, hey, I want to learn the art of smoking. That's not gonna work for me, dog. Like that's a no for me. Like there's a way to ask for help and there's a way to ask for help. And that just like it rubbed me the wrong way. It rubbed me the wrong way, and I was like, that's not something I can teach you overnight. Like you got to put in the work first, and then come at me and say, hey, how do I get this better, or how do I change this, or how do I make this do that, as opposed to just saying, all right, I want you to teach me how to cook. No, you have to you got to take the first leap. And Kurt, that was definitely you. You had the fundamentals already down, and it was more I was providing course corrections to you, and you would take my advice and you would adapt it to your own situation. And that's different than someone just straight saying, all right, teach me how to Dougie. All right. Bottle Cap says, no judgment, it's just funny. Well, Ricer, man, like I said, 'tis the season for turkey videos. And, nothing against people who are doing turkey videos. After turkey to be prime roast for days, yes, indeed. And that cook, when I had the first problem with the trigger, was a prime rib that I cooked, and it was delicious. 6.7 miles per gallon. No way I'll put that many miles on there. Holy cow. Williams, anarchy. I don't know what it means, but I love it. Oh my gosh, man. If I had $1 for everyone who asked me if I smoked hams, and I'm like, you realize that most hams are already smoked, right? Like, all you have to do is warm it back up. Why would I charge you to smoke a ham? Like, I could charge you to smoke a ham. I can, but I'm just not that unscrupulous to do that. Like, I have turned away so many people who want me to smoke hams for them, and I'm like, like, here's the deal. If I buy a ham that's like uncured and unsmoked, and I cure it and smoke it, it's going to be 2 or 3 times as much as if you just buy a ham that you just warm back up and put some glaze on. And like, I get people that want to argue with me like, well, I want you to smoke it for me though. And I'm like, it'll be the same thing as if you buy one that's already smoked. So that's what's up. So Jixon Joe says, I hate putting miles on her. She's a part of history. You're absolutely correct. That is definitely history. Is it what side? Oh man, I'm sorry. I'm asking you questions and I'm just holding you here. Is it a Gixxer 1000? Like, is it a big Gixxer, or like a 600, 750, or 1000, or a liter bike? Which Gixxer is it? But he says he hates putting miles on her. She's a part of history. Thanks for the love, fam. Checking some of the other channels out here soon. He said he smashed some channels and thumbs up. That's helped me. Rice says, I taught him how to reheat brisket. Well, thank you, sir. No problem. I just wanted to do it last year, but then the day after Christmas, I'm releasing a venison video. Rudolph roast. I see what you're going to do there. You can proof your chest. Proof your chest. You helped out. You can proof your chest out. Puff your chest out. You helped out Shore Billy Barbecue on the shore. No problem, man. I don't puff my chest out. I want to make my own ham from scratch. Cure the smoke on the list. 92 Gixxer 7 GSXR 750. That's dope, man. See, I'm an old school bike guy, so I know the questions to ask, and that is dope. Like, real talk. Mr. Hawkins says, Dash taught me how to cook St. Louis cut ribs. My friends love them, even though I have never cooked a St. Louis cut rib. Never, never, never. So I'm glad that my baby back rib cooking skills rubbed off on your St. Louis cut. William says, Dash, what do you think about the TDI swap Tacomas? So, there's not TDI swap Tacomas plural, at least not that I know of. There is a Cummins swap Tacoma. And if you watch the Fast Lane truck, there's one guy who swapped a Cummins into a Tacoma. And I won't say it's one guy, but there's a guy who talked about his Cummins swap Tacoma. And shoot, I'm sorry, it wasn't even a Cummins. It was a diesel from a Toyota from Australia that their company, whatever the company is, did. So they're not TDIs, because TDI is a Volkswagen engine. So pardon my semantics here, but a diesel and a Tacoma, I am with it. Like, I'm with it. Yeah, I'm a diesel guy. I'm a diesel enthusiast. Like, I love my diesels. I love my diesel, I love my diesels plural. So, like, you had me at diesel. I'm like, I don't even care what the rest you got to say. It's a diesel. I'm like, okay. Seriously. Capital B, what's going on with you? So Bottle Cap Barbecue says, never? Seriously? Why not? Here's the reason why I've never cooked St. Louis cut ribs. They're more expensive, and I want to say they're smaller, but I got my start cooking baby backs because my friend Travis, who has been in the live stream a time or two, his aunt and his uncle had some baby back ribs. So he paid me with charcoal and half a rack of ribs to cook or smoke these ribs for him and his aunt and his uncle. I cooked those baby backs, and I cooked the hell out of those baby backs, and he took them back to his aunt and uncle, and they were like, yo, these are the best ribs we've ever had. Next time we get some ribs, we're going to let you know, because we're going to need you to do this again. And it was one of those things where I never looked back. So then I started looking into spare ribs, okay? Spare ribs are like this wide. Baby backs are this wide. When I have a space that's this wide, I can fit 1, 2, 3 racks of baby backs versus 1.5 spares. So because of the fact that I used steel drums, right? Shameless plug, the shirt, Steel Drum Smokers Barbecue shirts are still available on the website, brbque.com. But anyway, I was able to fit 3 racks of baby backs on the grate on the steel drum versus 1.5 ribs or racks or slabs actually of spare ribs on the drum. And that's why I only cook baby backs, because of space. Now, I also find and think that the baby backs are or have more meat, and it's a better meat on the baby backs than the spares. And the St. Louis cut is from the spares, and the St. Louis cut is more expensive for a lower or a lesser amount of meat, in my opinion, than the baby backs. I say all of that to say that's why. Kirk says now, he says all he needs is that lamb recipe. Make a donation to the PayPal, Kirk. Nah. Eventually I'll let you know, man. I'll let you know. Good stuff. Let's see. Okay. I am a very analytical person, Ricer. Ricer nailed it on the head. He said, Bottle Cap Barbecue, I've learned all about boils. It all about boils down to math for Dash. And you're absolutely right. I am a numbers guy. Okay? Just like I said, in a drum, I could fit 3 racks of baby backs on a drum, and I could make $75 off of those 3 racks that I spent between $25 and $30 for versus me buying a rack of spares or a slab of spares, and I can't make as much money on them. So definitely math. William says mad crawlers, officers, swamp mark 3 swap. Oh yeah, crawlers definitely. You know, I tell you, the reason why I got into diesels is because Ian and Jesse Combs, rest in peace, Jesse, from Extreme. It used to be like Extreme 4x4, Extreme Off Road, or whatever. It used to be on Spike, right? They took a Suzuki Samurai and swapped the TDI into it. And I was like, what? This diesel is like bomb. Like, yo, this diesel is great. And then they talked about how you could use vegetable oil to fuel the diesel. And I was like, now this is way back when I had my Expedition. And my Expedition, it was a 2000 Eddie Bauer Expedition. And it was at the height of the fuel crisis in the early 2000s. And oh my gosh, that truck used to cost me so much money to fill up. And I was like, I need to do something better. I need something better. So when my Expedition died, I got the Dodge Grand Caravan. After my wife's vehicle, which was the Mitsubishi Diamante, died. That's when I looked into diesels, and I was like, oh man, if I buy a diesel and I can get vegetable oil and I can make my own, make my own fuel, and I can save money because I'm using vegetable oil or like cooking oil. And I'm like, yo, there's a Chinese food place down the street from my house. They got oil. I can go there and get oil. And like, boom, 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 boom. What was even crazier is my neighbor, the guy who used to live next door, he had a old, I guess it was a C10 now that I think about it, that he did just that. He would go and harvest cooking oil, thin it out, and filter it, and he would run it in his truck. And it was the wildest thing. Like, the smells that used to come out of that truck were great. It wasn't very reliable because it was an old Chevy truck that was like naturally aspirated. Again, it was a C10, old C10, but man, did I want to do that until I bought my TDI. I bought my Jetta TDI, and then once I realized that the Volkswagen tolerances and specs were way too tight to mess with putting vegetable oil in it, or at least the model I bought, because it was so new, I couldn't do that. Now, if I bought a older TDI, then sure. But the newer stuff, yo, do not do it, because it's, just don't do it. Don't do it. Anyway, but that's how I got into diesels. We met because old bikes. Then I found out you were in the barbecue too, and now it's like 2 years later. And he says, LOL, keep grinding, Bo. Good night. Thank you very much, Jixer Joe, man. I appreciate you. Really, I do. The OGs, I like, seriously, I'm just glad I haven't pissed you off at this point. Because I know there are times when I say some stuff, I'm sure. But anyway, thank you very much. Temp check for all. He said it's a cold 27 degrees here in North Carolina. So let's see. Alexa, what's the current temperature?
Right now, it's 33 degrees Fahrenheit. Tonight, expect a low of 28 degrees.
33 degrees Fahrenheit currently, and expect a low of 28 degrees here in Baltimore. She's the only means of transportation I have now. $48 US for 5-year plates and $170 for insurance. Plenty of room to work on her. Why would I want to do anything else? Man, Laura Seaboard, I completely understand, man. Old vehicles rule sometimes. Bushibato says 72 degrees here in SoCal. Jeff is in Texas. He says 42 degrees here. He's in Fort Worth. Ops for 6-month insurance. Ricer says 21 degrees here. Jeez. I'm a spares guy because of comps. Only ever cook baby back swamps, and I don't care for it. Maybe I did it wrong. Bobcat, you know what? I tell you what, it's one of those things where I know, and just like Ricer said, the reason why I do different things is it's almost always because of numbers. It's the math. If it doesn't make dollars, it don't make sense to me. For real. talking about smokers being forgotten when you're gonna dust one of the barrels off to do a video. Kirk. You know what's so funny, man? I'll be completely honest with you. I have been seriously contemplating because I've been doing a lot of smaller cooks. I have been not even contemplating. I just know that it's just one of those things where once I have the time, and I'm hoping that I can get the time to do it this weekend, I'm going to bring one of the drums up to the side of the house. And or if I bring one of the drums up to the side of the house, it's going to be a game changer, man. We are going to do a crap ton of ugly drum smoker cooking videos. Like it's in the cards. It's in the cards because like the big green egg is cool, but it's just like it's just a little bit missing. Like yeah, just a little bit missing. Terry says, I love Jessie Combs. I did too. Like, seriously, she was so dope. She was such an inspiration, not only to women, but just like, she was cool peoples, man. Like, she definitely seemed like one of those type of peoples that you could just sit and drink and talk with and learn from. That's one of the things. Bottle Cap Barbecue says, someone needs to do another drum raffle. Well, y'all down with that? Would y'all be down with doing another drum raffle? Because I'll tell you what, I lost my shirt on the last one. Anyone, Kirk says, anyone who wants Dash to do a barrel video, say aye. Chef Oreo, or Orel? Oh my gosh, man. Mr. Young, Chef Young, I know he's over in the UAE. So I know it is early for him. And I just want to let you know, I appreciate you checking in. Bottle Cap Barbecue says I. Ricer says I. TDI Samurai, he said nanny. Yeah, man, William, that was what got me into it. Out of my homemade rum, got to get more 100 a day for clear, make more. Well, Laura C. Gord, have at it. 8:17 a.m. Jeez, I know it's early for him. If you got Def, no veggie juice. Yep. So William, my previous TDI did not have Def. It was a 2005 and a half, but it was a pump deuce is the type of injection pump that it had, and the tolerances in that would not allow. Like you could do it, but it would definitely gum up the works, and you do not want to mess up a $2,000 injection pump. Yeah. I was glad she used the egg again. Yeah, Ricer, man. It's not that I've forgotten about it. It's just it's not as convenient, and I knew it. Like you guys who like ask me different things and want me to do different things, like I already know, man. It's in the works. Like seriously, the last couple times I've been out on the side of the house, I'm like, all right, I need to clean up this little area, and if I clean up this area, then I can move this down, and if I move this down, then I can get the drum. Like I really do want to get the drum or one of the drums onto the side of the house and get the cooking on the drum again. The reason why I moved the drum from the side of the house to the garage is because my wife had a problem with the smoke. So now it's gotten better, especially now that it's winter. The smoke will not be permeating in our bedroom from the windows being open or from the air conditioner. So like I think I got a pass for a little while. Capital B says, just asking, do you normally finish all your pork cooks in the oven? I noticed that watching your videos. So Capital B, it's not that I finish all the pork cooks in the oven. It's do I finish the cook? If I have a small enough cook, then I'll finish it in the oven. Just because, one, the oven is a much more reliable, steady source of temperature. If you know what I mean. I don't have to fiddle with it. I don't have to add more fuel. It's just easier. And that's just not with pork. It's just the last couple of videos or the last few videos I've done have been pork. But I finish a lot of things in the house because I just don't want to run back and forth between the house and the smoker. If it's raining or if it's cold or if I have a brisket and a pork shoulder, then I'll finish them in the house in the oven, just so I don't have to use more fuel out in the smokers. It's way cheaper for me to run my oven than it is for me to run the smokers. So that's why. Again, math. Ricer nailed it. He's at his numbers. You ever thought about selling any of your old drum smokers? Never. Never. World famous P, you funny. She local. That person's local, and I do never the number one drum and the number two drum. They will never be sold. They are historic relics at this point. World famous piece. Sorry, but I didn't even ask for Vicky. Nope. Ricer, to be completely honest, you are second in line to Kirk. Kirk was the first person to ask me to buy Vicky. And as told earlier tonight, Vicky is promised to him if I do sell it. My unsulfured molasses wash never goes into a still. Well, is it wash or mash? You know what's crazy? Dr. Ramirez, of the Doc Cooks channel, gave me some Mama Joanna, and that rum is like, I only pull that out on special occasions, so I know. I know what you mean. He says it never goes into a still. Rice just says, I know, but I'm ignoring Kirk. Kirk will not be ignored. I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Kirk says he ain't never coming off no smokers, yo. It's gotta be, I gotta fall in some hard times in order for me to sell the smokers. Like, cause I can make more money using the smokers than I can selling the smokers. And again, yo, Ricer, you nailed it, man. It is really all about the numbers for me. It's about the math. But you know what? If it don't make dollars, it don't make sense. That's it. Like, that's a hustler's motto, for real. Like definitely. And you guys know I hustle, man. Mash is wheat. Okay, well, learn something new every day. Is it always wheat? Because I know with corn, it's not wheat. It's corn. You might like cherry. Cherry jump. Lies. Yeah, like I said, you did try to hide. Yo, you put out a nice number, Kirk. I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not even gonna insult you and tell you that you didn't. You were like, I've been working overtime for a month. This is how much money I have. And I'm like, damn, I could take that money and buy a whole new smoker. Damn. But I'm like, no, I can't separate. Yo, those smokers in the garage are family. Kirk built all of those smokers that I have. Well, not all of them. He built the 3 big smokers I have. And they just have to stay together. Like, ooh. If someone were to come together and want to purchase all 3 of them, I might consider that. And they'd have to promise me that they will stay together. But you'd be looking at, if I had to put a number on it, between Bessie, Vicky, and Bernadette, that number is going to be higher than 5 figures. Just saying. Just saying. So, because if I'm getting rid of all 3 of them, I'm going to have to get something, like, had to get something. And it's going to be, yeah. Ernest Fitzpatrick, man. Well, I'm glad we're still hanging out and you were able to pop on. Every time we talk, you always give me a number, around, or volume, or amount, so I know you're thinking numbers. You're absolutely correct, man. Right, sir, dude. You know what's crazy? I am a numbers guy, and like I've said that before, I am a numbers guy. Like, I think in this dollar figure, right? This number. So yeah. Williamson's mash is whatever's working at the moment, not necessarily mash is corn or a TV show. Too many homemade. Kirk says they now belong at a Kirk's house now. Look, see, I didn't even notice that. Look, I was thinking mash like. Look, Kirk Bottle Cap Barbecue beat me too. He's the Masters of the TV show. Duh. All right. Handyman says later all. Laura Seagore says I do make a mean Irish stout. All right. Did you? Yeah, I've done a video going to the Guinness Brewery. It's really like not even 10 minutes away from my house. The first experimental Guinness brewery in the United States is seriously 10 minutes away from my house, and it's dope. It's dope. Do you prefer doing pellet grills versus the barrel? Like the volume of smoke output. So capital B, I would prefer the barrel over the pellet because in the barrel I'm using charcoal and wood, like splits. I usually, no pun intended, I usually split a split, meaning I will cut the split into chunks or into pieces. Like I'll take one split and cut it into two pieces, and I'll put one piece down towards the bottom or the middle and of the charcoal basket, and I'll put one kind of on top, and that'll be my smoke, or that will provide my smoke, and this is great. Not 6-figure, 5-figure. William, how much you had to drink? I said 5 figures. It'll be more than 5 figures. So, like 10 grand for all three of those smokers, I don't think that's asking too much. I don't. Because I know that what I would buy to replace those smokers, like, yeah. 10 grand would be a low ball offer, let's put it that way. All right? Like, I would have to be on hard times in order to accept 10 grand for those smokers, just because I know the potential of those smokers, and there's no way I would let those smokers go for less than more than 10 grand. Let's put it that way. So Kirk, start saving up again. 5-liter kegs? I don't know about that. Oh, Guinness. I'm not 100% sure. I don't think so. And you know what? Actually, I know the answer to that question. No, because you cannot buy. Well, let's see. Google. Actually, Alexa, 5 liters is how many ounces?
5 liters is 169 fluid ounces.
So, Lord Seagord, what's actually rather crazy is I know the answer to this question from doing the tour at Guinness. I do not think they can sell more than 168 fluid ounces at one time or in a certain period of time. But I don't know about a 5-liter keg. That's 168 ounces a gallon, right? Alexa, how many ounces are in a gallon?
1 gallon is 128 fluid ounces.
So that's a gallon and a half. Alexa, 1.5 gallons equals how many ounces?
1.5 gallons is 192 fluid ounces.
Okay. So it's a little less than a little less than a gallon and a half. Interesting. No problem, Lord Seagord. I understand. 67 years old. Sorry. If you want to be old and crotchety and start yelling, just don't type "get off my lawn," and I'm cool with that. Hey, Ricer, thank you very much, man. For hanging out. I really appreciate it. bottle cap. Ah, shut up, man. You can't. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. He said, "Oh, look, he's doing numbers again." Don't judge me. William says he's dry tonight and he still has his thinking cap on. Shoot. Like, I was getting ready to ask. I'm like, Alexa, who's your favorite person?
You're definitely in the top 10.
Did you guys hear that answer? I'm definitely in the top 10. Alexa, volume 5. Alexa, what's your favorite movie? Alexa, volume 5. Alexa, what's your favorite movie?
The Empire Strikes Back is my all-time favorite. It's impressive. Most impressive.
30 minutes to go equals 3 hours. I know, John. Trust me. I'm aware. I really like that first hour sometimes can be painful. Not painful to stay on topic, but when we just kind of shooting the breeze and just talking, I can talk for hours. So, I mean, like, what's only getting 6 hours of sleep between friends? Like, seriously. So those of you guys who have Alexas at home, there are Easter eggs in Alexa. Alexa, who's your favorite actress?
My favorite actor is Lupita Nyong'o. She's a gifted Oscar-winning actor who's also expanding the sci-fi universe.
So there are Easter eggs within Alexa, and one of them used to be favorite movie, and they kind of change it up every now and again because the favorite movie changes, or it did change. There was a point when I would ask Alexa, "Who's your favorite actor?" Alexa, who's your favorite actor? There's an Alexa like right next to me here, and there's another one like an Echo Dot a little close, and sometimes they kind of cancel each other out. Alexa, who's your favorite actor?
My favorite actor is Lupita Nyong'o. She's a gifted Oscar-winning actor who's also expanding the sci-fi universe.
So, yes, William. She likes The Empire Strikes Back. It used to change. So, Alexa, happy birthday.
Thank you. I'm so excited to celebrate with you and my friend here, artist and producer, Marshmallow.
Alexa, stop. Cannot play copyrighted music. But, like there are a lot of Easter eggs in Alexa. If you have Alexa, you really need to look up like some Alexa Easter eggs. Alexa, how tall are you?
Sorry, I don't know that.
Alexa,
but I do have a skill you might.
How tall are you?
I'm more delight than height.
See? Now, if you ask one of the Echoes or the Echo Dot, then it will tell you what the height is. Just some of those, again, Easter eggs. Alexa, how much wood could a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
A woodchuck would chuck about 700 pounds of wood on a good day with the wind at his back.
So, I mean, this is, one of those things that I'm being bored and being within, earshot of that thing. I play with and ask random questions and things like that. So, definitely dope. The kids take advantage of it and they ask her how to spell different words and how, like computations, so math equations and things like that. So, it's one of those things. But what we have here in the kitchen is a show, so I can watch Prime videos on it. But why? Why use Google or why ask those questions? Like, my mind is just, Sheldon, thank you very much for hanging out. And oh, you know what? So we have come to that time on the stream where those of you guys who are here this late will get the video for tomorrow. Let's see. So tomorrow's video, we are tasting TASTING Big Steve's chicken seasoning with we are tasting Big Steve's chicken seasoning with the taste testers. And let's go ahead and get the link. And let's get this posted in the chat. So those of you guys who are still on, there is a link to the video. Best Easter eggs are now. Nah, man. William, you know, no hate. No, what is it? What was it? No hate, no fate, or no, you know, the Terminator. Alexa, how do you feel about Terminator?
Here's something I found on WikiHow. Everyone feels lonely sometimes, but there are
Alexa,
things you can do to make it.
Stop. Yeah, well, you know what, Lord Seagord, if you hear late, you get to see the preview. Well, not a preview. You get to see tomorrow's video. You ever seen those robots that shoot while being kicked around? Yes, I have, dude. Those are nuts. Okay, like I saw a video and it was pretty dope. Like the video gets kicked to the ground. I mean, the robot gets kicked to the ground, and it picks itself up and like bing, it pings the target like, whew. Yeah. William, so I asked her what her favorite movie was. She maybe help me figure out how to put some dampers on it. Well, Ernest, you know, please feel free, DM me on Instagram. Let's see. Alexa, what's your favorite time of day?
Good question. Definitely 11:07 a.m.
Why? Alexa, why is 11:07 a.m. your favorite time of day?
I don't have an opinion on that.
So now we need to understand, or now we need to figure out why 11:07 a.m. is Alexa's favorite time of day. I mean, those are just the things I think of to ask and to get the questions for. But you know what's even crazier? Alexa, thank you.
You bet.
I love that. You know, like I'll ask Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 11:42 p.m.
And it's handy. Like it really is. I won't say I take advantage of it, but it really is. Alexa, who created you?
I was made by a team of inventors at Amazon.
Alexa, tell your Alexa, thank your inventors for me. Yeah. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But I go down a rabbit hole. See, can you hear the other one in the other room? It's like that one's in the dining room. That one's in the dining room. This one's here. And it's in between the family room and the kitchen. So like within this earshot. But it's close enough. That other one in the other room is close enough where it can hear me. Put a like on the new video. Well, thank you very much, Capital B. I would definitely appreciate it. Alexa, do you work for the CIA?
No, I work for Amazon.
Alexa, who sent you?
Sorry, I'm not sure.
Alexa, who do you work for?
I was built by Amazon, but I'm here to help you.
So, I mean, if you ask it, questions, Ozzy Man Reviews does some hilarious commentary on the Boston Dynamics robot. I can imagine. I watched a video from Ozzy Man Reviews today. It was a koala that was in like this dude's minivan, and he's like, and the guy is like, "Hey man, come on, mate, get out of my car," and the koala's like, "No, I owe the bad koalas money from a eucalyptus deal gone bad. I'm hanging out in here." He's like, "Let's go," and he's the Ozzy Man is just like going on and on and on. Like I dig Ozzy Man. Like seriously, I dig Ozzy Man. He's funny. I don't subscribe or I don't watch his videos often, but when I see one, usually it's one of those ones that's like over the top and really really funny. So, all right, let's see. It is 11:44. 15 more minutes. Can we make it to 3 hours? Like, what do you guys want to talk about for the next 15 minutes? You just want to look at me awkwardly? I can look at you guys awkwardly. Let's have a staring contest. Any more questions you have that I can ask the thing over there? You guys got quiet. Are you watching the video in another window? Like, let me check the comments to see if you guys are watching the video. Capital B says, "Did I grow up watching my family cook?" Not really. I kind of just fell into cooking on the grill. Like my aunt lived next door, and my aunt used to smoke like on a little Brinkman bullet, and like I didn't even put one and one together. Like it was years later after me having one, I was like, you know what's crazy? Like my aunt had one of these when I was a kid. But it really wasn't that. Like I just really enjoyed cooking on the grill. Like the grill had better flavor, and I just like did it. Like no one taught me how to drive either. I just did it. So, ooh, that's a good question, Bottle Cat. Alexa, who makes the best barbecue?
Okay, I have a few skills for that. Let's try one. Do you want to try best recipes?
No.
Do you want to try Johnny Walker?
Sure.
Okay, here's Johnny Walker. Johnny Walker contains mature content that may not be suitable for all ages. Would you like to continue?
No.
All right.
Alexa, where's the best barbecue restaurant in the United States?
I couldn't find any barbecue restaurants, but I'm working on adding more local businesses.
Those of you guys who have been called about Alexa and local businesses, I'm dreading it because I'm getting calls from that now. So I had a grill growing up. So capital B to answer your question. I had a grill growing up that, my mom and my dad got divorced and there was a grill at the house. I used to cook on the grill every now and again, but I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I just muddled my way through and I figured it out. I don't even know why my mom allowed me to cook on a grill because I was like 10, I don't want to say 10, like I couldn't have been any older than 15. Cooking with live fire and playing with lighter fluid and charcoal, like what the hell was she thinking? But I figured it out. I got it semi right. And I would cook, burgers and hot dogs and stuff like that. Never did anything challenging like chicken, but definitely burgers and hot dogs on the grill. Yeah, I could handle that. And then it just became like I was the guy. Like I'm gonna say a pyromaniac. I was an arsonist, man. I dug cooking on the grill. I had to make coffee cake, and she said it was too hard to make brownies. Alexa, how do I make coffee cake?
Okay, for coffee cake, here's a few recipes.
Yeah. So she's displaying the recipes on the screen there. What was the favorite cook I've ever done? Cup and stuff. That's a hard one, man. Like, to be completely honest with you, at this point, the cooks are kind of rolling together. But I would say one of the Thanksgiving cooks, maybe, or the cook where I cooked the one where I did like the cook for 300 people, and I think that video was when I was behind the scenes of a catering event, and it was 4 parts. That video, it was just because it was so thorough. Like, it walked you through exactly the entire process, like getting the meat, starting to cook, prepping. Like, I didn't do much of the preparing the meat and like things like that in the house, but cleaning out the smoker. It showed all the aspects, like people that very rarely talk about and then skip over. And then it showed me going to the event and setting up and like giving the food out and things like that. Like, at least it covered that in part. But I will be completely honest, the 21 of you guys who are here right now, I got contacted by the woman who ran that event 2 years ago now, and she asked me if I would do that event again. I'm looking forward to it. So we will see. But this time, as opposed to her giving me an estimate of 300 people, she says there's an estimate of 400 people. We shall see if I get I put in my bid, put in the invoice, and we'll see if I get the go ahead. You guys will know first, or do know first, that this is something that'll be coming up in January. So you guys know 2 months in advance that if this goes through, there's definitely going to be some videos about it. But that one, I think, is probably... But like, some of the cooks that I've done, Jimmy, are ones that I don't remember. But if I go back and watch the video, I'm like, oh man, that was such a great cook because this happened. Or that was such a great cook because that happened. Or was such a good cook because I edited it this way, or I edited it that way. And sometimes that's how I base different things. Or it'll be like, the cook was so great. Like, actually, you know what? I'll take this and I'll tell you, one of my favorite cooks, like, all of my favorite cooks are typically cooks that I've done something wrong or something has happened. There's been some adversity, and I talked about this earlier. The cooks that go according to plan are boring. But the cooks that don't go according to plan are the ones that are like, oh my gosh, that was excellent. That was great. I did this or I did that. And Laura Seagord, thank you very much, man. I'm looking at your comment. Thank you, taste tester number 3, taste tester number 2, taste tester number 1. He said he missed the live show of taste tester number 1 playing the bass, and I can't see the rest of the comment. But the cooks where I have a problem, and sometimes it's self-inflicted, just like the last video earlier this week, or sometimes it's like environmental, or I run out of seasoning. Like, there's certain things, man. Sometimes those adversities, yeah. Bottle cap barbecue says lighter fluid unsub. Oh my gosh, man. Let's not go there about the lighter fluid. Like, oh my goodness. There are some of those guys, some guys, man, they're like, Jeff, man, no worries, I'm still here. William says I usually brine any birds I smoke. Just don't turn it into a hot dog. It's too much. Yep. Best wood for brisket, John says. So here's my spiel about woods in general. I don't have a preferred wood because I'm not buying a specific type of wood. I hit up an arborist, so an arborist, a tree service, and he gives me what he has. So I cook with what he gives me. I don't have a specific best type or favorite kind. Now, I will tell you that when I've used wood from my apple trees or tree, I did see or taste a slight difference in the wood. Cooking with a fruit wood is a lot, different. It gives you a slightly different taste than cooking with what I usually cook with, and the majority of what I smoke on or with is oak. And I say oak, but I think it's white oak to be a little more specific. Yep. So Williams, he's right there with me. He says hickory or mesquite are pretty popular. Now, I do not particularly care for mesquite at all. It's just too much for me. It's too overpowering. Too much. William says I like to mix either with white oak. Waiting for the live cook on site. So John, I can't necessarily say or promise that I will do a live on site cook. One, because of the timing, and two, because sometimes I need to be able to edit videos when I do things on site. Reason being is because, like, when I'm cooking for my job, I don't necessarily want the logos of my company being broadcast out there. Or if I'm cooking for someone else on site, they might not want their company logo being broadcast out there, or certain things that are happening in conversation. People come up and ask some pretty insane questions, and they get pretty bold. And I kind of have no filter. Like some of you guys who know and talk to me off of YouTube. Yeah. Mimi Keel says, have I ever smoked Cornish hens? No, I have not. It is on the list of things to try to do. I had actually, it was Alton from the Dogfather's Barbecue hit me up. Well, he didn't hit me up. He asked a question. So I'm in a group chat on Facebook from the hot seat. So remember, I did that hot seat with CJ, the hot seat survivors, and he says, any of you guys know or who shop at the Restaurant Depot know whether or not they sell Cornish hens. So while I was there a few weeks ago, I sent him a picture and said, hey, the Restaurant Depot near my house, they sell Cornish hens, but they are frozen. My battery's about to die on my phone, so let's plug my phone in. I said they do sell them, but they are frozen, and that was pretty much it. And he told me, he's like, look, if you've never done Cornish hens, you need to get on it and do some Cornish hens. And I'm like, I need to cook like 30 Cornish hens in order to make it worth it. So let's see. Jeff says, I don't mess with cherry because you can overdo it. It just gets bitter. Well, I like cherry. I've cooked with red oak and cherry and apples, fruit woods, man. I'm telling you, I dig fruit woods. They smoke quick. So, okay. I guess he's saying that the Cornish hens said they smoke quick, so it's hard to get a good color. I would imagine if you're looking for good color, you have to do one or two things. Either you have to bump up the heat and to crisp that skin up, or you have to cook it lower and slower, and then do almost like a reverse sear type deal where you cook it very low and slow to get the good smoke flavor, and then you bump up the heat to help crisp up the skin. William says, here in South Carolina, we got live oak or white, lots of heat in it, and a subtle nutty flavor. Great space filled also if you are trying to showcase another wood flavor. All right. Bottle Cap says one chicken equals 4 game hens. He says numbers don't lie. Just saying. I agree. When I go to like a Peruvian spot, we get 2 chickens for the house, or I get 2 chickens for the house for the 5 of us. And can you just imagine? I mean, like, I might be doing 2 Cornish hens for each of us. That's 10. Excuse me. Yeah. My daughter, taste tester number 3, she might only eat 1. But then she's like, I only want the legs and the thighs. I don't want the breast. I'm like, great. guess what Daddy has to eat now. So, oh man, Simple Man's Barbecue. Good, man, good. So, thank you, sir, for helping out in the dip debate. I appreciate that, and I want to let you know that I am going to be doing, like, my wife and I were talking about it this afternoon, this evening, actually, and I'm going to be doing something sweet. So nothing savory, nothing, nothing with meat in it. And that was one of the things, like, everyone wanted to, I don't eat pork. I told you guys that. There were so many suggestions with pork in it, and I wanted to be a little more inclusive to those people who don't eat meat and or pork at my job. So I thought about making a guacamole, and I was like, And then I have a recipe. It's not really a recipe, but I have a deal that my mother-in-law makes, and my wife is like head over heels about this. It's cream cheese, cocktail sauce, and popcorn or salad shrimp. Salad shrimp. That's it, and crackers. Yo, it is banging. And what's crazy is I was like, and we were talking about it, and she found this other recipe. It's cream cheese, Cool Whip, pumpkin seasoning, and ginger snaps. So I'm like, I don't know about the ginger snaps. If I get Biscoff crackers, Biscoff cookies, that'll be great. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do a dessert dip, and the reason being is because I think it'll be a little more inclusive. So not that I didn't dig your suggestion, but yeah. Jeff says paprika does great for color on chicken. You're absolutely right. It does great for color on almost anything. It should be illegal to talk about food at midnight, and yet here I am. Big Pixel says. Simple Man, nah, I'm probably not going to do a video on it. Only reason I'm not going to do a video is because, like, you'd be surprised with, like, the amount of effort, and it's just one of those things, and when you get to this point, because you will, when you get to this point, where, and I know it's Jason, when you get to this point where you weigh the return on the investment, all right, the ROI on how much time it takes you to set up a video, how much time it takes you to film a video, how much time it takes you to edit the video, how much time it takes you to render the video, how much time it takes you to upload the video, and then how much hate you get on the video. And I won't say hate, how much people don't watch the video. And there's a direct correlation to income off of the videos versus the effort. And it's like, is it worth it? And because my channel is like 75-80% barbecue, whenever I do not put up a barbecue related video, the videos just, they go wood. And sometimes it's just not worth it. So no, I don't just put up videos on any and everything, because you think about it like this, Jason. I cook dinner for my family probably 3 to 4 times out of the week. Like tonight, I made a baked ziti, and it was ground beef. I browned some ground beef and put some sauce in it, tomato sauce in it, and some pasta. I made some ziti, mixed the pasta with some cheese and the meat sauce, and put it in the pan, put it in the oven, put some cheese on top, put it, like I said, we'll put the cheese in, mix it in, and put some different cheese on top, covered it up, put it in the oven, and then pulled it out. A little while later, took the cover off, let the cheese on top brown, and I mean, that's a baked ziti. It was a basic recipe. I didn't even look anything up. I just did it. And I don't know, man. Like, sometimes it's just not worth it. The amount of effort, the amount of time that I have to put into making a video, it's just, yeah. Smoked salmon dip. Now we talking. See now, like, but that's the thing. Like, I won't say some of my coworkers won't appreciate it, but the amount of like the effort involved in that and the cost involved in that is it. William says I smoked hard-boiled egg yolks and made some mean deviled eggs. Now that I'm with. I'm with that one, like for real, because imparting smoke flavor in deviled eggs, yeah. Jason, man, I know, it's one of those things, man, where the return on investment has to be there. Like, so that video that I did earlier this week, like, and do not get me wrong, I'm not complaining. I just wish at times the amount of effort I put into the videos was reciprocated by the amount of views. And I can't, like, the effort I put into the video, like the videos I just throw together, those are the ones that get over 1,000 views. The videos where I put, like, the video that I did the other day, I put hours and hours into that video. That video is one of the videos that took me the longest to edit in a very, very, very long time. And the reason is because I put my B-roll, where people are like, they're panning across stuff, or they're like panning up, and they're like showing the food stuff. Because I didn't do any of that, I put in clips of other videos as my B-roll. So I would, like in the beginning where I said, oh, today we're using Sammy and we're cooking pork shoulder, and I could put that clip in. But that clip had to be overlaid on the right time. And it took me 15, 20 minutes to get that timing right. And then it's like, okay, so I'm cooking pork shoulder, and I'm like on Sammy, right? And I show a picture of Sammy or a video of Sammy. And then it's like, okay, because I've been using this smoker or this grill and this grill and this grill and this grill, and I had to get those videos, and like I had to find the right piece, the right everything to make it fit into the video. And it was a lot of effort in that video, and I'm like, all of that effort, all of that everything, and the video, it didn't tank. It's not tanking. And again, I'm not complaining, but I just, there are times when I wish some of the videos did better than others. Let's see. Pork shoulder on both the big green egg, the XXL. So the video currently has 671 views for 1 day, after 1 day and 17 hours. Now, typical in this period, so the average views on a video during this period will be between 400 and 640. Now, do I have more views than I normally would? Yes. I just, I wanted to do better. Bottle Cap Barbecue says, I'm running the numbers and I need sleep. Good night, brother. Hey, look, like I said, sometimes we just get in good conversation, and I have no problem staying up. Again, when I'm stimulated, I can stay awake. I could probably stay awake up until all night long and then go to work tomorrow, and I won't function very well, but I will function. So, yeah. Hey, Bottle Cap Barbecue, thank you very much. If you haven't already, so Jason, go back into the chat a few minutes and check out the video for tomorrow. Feel free to leave a comment on it already tonight. And just as a thank you for hanging out on the live stream, you made it past the 2-hour mark on the live stream. And I'm appreciative. I'm grateful. Thank you very much again for trying to offer some help on the dip. I got a couple good suggestions, but nothing was like, wow, oh, that's the one, that's the thing. So I don't know. I'm kind of corny. I want something to jump out at me like, man, I've never even thought about that before. But anyway, thank you guys. If you haven't already, please do hit that thumbs up button. I do greatly appreciate it. it really does not only make me feel better, it really does help these videos as well as help my channel. So again, if you haven't already, please hit that thumbs up button for me. And I will see you guys next time. Don't forget, tomorrow's video goes live at 7 a.m. Eastern. And check it out. Leave a comment. Give me a thumbs up. It is featuring the kids. So we taste Big Steve's chicken seasoning. It was actually pretty funny. And thank you guys again, as always, for watching. I'll see you guys next week. Bushivato says night everyone. Mimi says good night everyone. Jimmy says good night guys. Thank you. Terry says later Dash. That is a refreshing beverage. Jeff says later and I'm gone.